he was he was arguing with me about not being in Zoom because he was in the browser and not in the app.
Yeah, that's how my day's going so far. Not my day.
Fridays.
Even being live streamed. Zoom. It didn't audibly tell me.
That's the perfect part to start the show.
I did it.
I love it.
Are you recording?
Oh no, that's right. It only says it.
Recording in progress. Now it's on the record.
Leave the meeting.
Escape.
Big brother.
Control Delete.
I love when we do this.
Closing on my task manager. Taking the computer and throwing it off a bridge.
Okay. I'm getting there. Don't worry.
We're getting there.
So what's going on, Paul?
I was working remote all week. That was fun. I made more on the stock market today than I did working. So that was a thing.
Nice.
What just happened?
Besides that, it's been a good week. Went to the pumpkin farm for a carnival for 4th of July with the kids. That was fun.
You're in the North Towns, right? So the Queen of Heaven carnival or whatever wouldn't register for you.
Yeah, we went the opposite direction.
You went to the King of Heaven.
Yeah.
Here, give Barrett the thing now so he can listen.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, we're like I said, we're just working on getting our kiddos ready because they're going to come in. They're used to irreverent language, or somewhat used to irreverent language. So it should be all right because we know, you're the one who swears a lot.
Yeah, of course, it's all me.
That's like the third time you use that word since
Irreverent?
I've been here. Yeah.
I was using it yesterday too.
Did you hear it recently?
No, I think I just made it up.
Okay.
It wasn't a word before I used it today.
Oh.
Or yesterday.
If you look in the dictionary and it's there, it's only a coincidence.
Just a picture of me.
It's a misspelling in the dictionary, but it's actually a real word.
It's just one.
It just says Rick rolled.
Yeah, the music plays if you turn the pages.
It's only when you open that page. It's like those cards that open that play the music song? When you open. So it's like never gonna get, never gonna get.
Never gonna let you down.
Okay,
wait,
that's enough.
How are you drinking Coke and we're drinking Pepsi? No,
Pepsi is the official sponsor of the Buffalo
Game Day
Bills.
716.
Yeah, no, they're not. But
so is Coke.
I'll be completely transparent about this. I prefer Pepsi to Coke, but the wife prefers Coke to Pepsi. So when she goes grocery shopping, we end up with Coke.
So
and I have to be Pepsi deprived.
Step up and do the grocery shopping, then
Oh, you're assuming I'm allowed. That's
that's funny.
No, it works. I'd love to. There's so many things that I would pick up instead.
Why don't you just do it on the sly?
I might just start stashing 2 liters of Pepsi underneath the sink or something.
Exactly.
Why are all these Amazon grocery packages showing up at our door?
Got no idea, babe. Maybe somebody's sending us something.
This guy showed up, said he had like $500 worth in groceries.
That's amazing. But yeah, no, true story. I do prefer Pepsi to Coke when I get soda from anywhere. Yeah, I call it soda because of my wife too. I used to call it pop, and she's from Atlanta, so it just a lot has rubbed off on me. I say y'all all the time now.
Oh, she's from Atlanta? Well, you have
Yeah.
to drink Coke then.
Yeah,
That's
right. Exactly. That's so you see why I don't.
You're
question it.
handcuffed.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. So I just go with the
Right.
flow.
Right.
It's not the taste of a new generation, but it keeps me happy. The
Well,
wife is
that's
happy. I'm happy.
You're from down south.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a lot of irreverent things.
The word of the day. We should do like
Word of the day.
like Pee
That's
Wee
why we
Herman
need-
used to do for the
That's
word
why
of the
we
day.
need some
Everybody
board.
screams.
That's why we need the board.
That's why we need the board. Word of the day. I have one right there, and I was gonna like put stuff on it. Make Barrett hold it.
That's fine.
I can hold it.
There's nothing on it, so it wouldn't do much right now.
Oh my God, listen to this. Rink ice from Tampa Bay Lightning's Amalie Arena used in limited edition beers.
That sounds awful.
Coors Light has used ice collected from
Oh,
the rink
Coors Light. That's fine.
during the Stanley Cup final to brew Champions Ice, a limited edition beer.
I suppose if it were the Bills, and
You would get it.
if it were the Bills and they put dirt
in like an
from-
IPA
from the stadium where the Super Bowl was played and they won the Super Bowl, I would at least buy it and save it. Right? So I guess from that standpoint, you can't blame them. So one of the I'm sorry, England, Italy. How about that? We were pulling for Denmark. Noah and I and one of my friends, we went to watch Italy play Spain.
Yeah.
And for that, and then we played trivia on our phones instead.
Yeah.
So no, we went to the ones before. No. We
No,
went to
those
that
were
one.
those
Yeah.
were the ones.
Yeah.
Fun
Okay.
fact.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Chelsea won the UCL in 2012, also in 2021.
Okay.
Man City won the PL in 2012, also won it in 2021. And in 2012, Italy lost the Euro final. 2021, history going to repeat itself yet again.
So what does it mean? Who's supposed to win?
So Italy is supposed to lose again if
Yeah,
things
so
are supposed to
England
go
would
as it
win.
was in 2012. So England would win
England would
if,
win.
if it holds true. Yeah, if
Okay.
history
And
fully repeats itself.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
It's the youngsters versus the old guys.
I'm gonna be pulling for Italy,
Why?
but
Because of your heritage?
yeah, my Italian heritage.
When
But
like
I think
90%,
England is gonna get the
90%
W.
of like you came from England.
Yeah, but
25%
Italy
of
has
me
a better
came from
story and
Italy.
they're the underdog. So
Right.
Oh, 25%.
Yeah.
Who's the underdog? Italy?
Yeah, I would think.
I don't think so.
All right,
What's up?
hold on. I'm going to my bookie. Give me a sec.
We are live.
I'm looking at the lines.
What's up?
I mean,
We are.
history is a good indicator. So I'm going with history on this one. And I'm going to have to say,
Is
that
there
England's
really
gonna win.
history or just coincidence?
I mean,
Both, but
it could be coincidence. It's probably coincidence. But I see, I'm not a huge believer. Well, there's two different types of coincidences to me. There's the types of coincidences where like it's very clearly just like randomness. But then there's coincidences that like I feel
Basically,
are trying to like speak to a something bigger that's going on. I don't think this is that. I think this is one of the coincidences. It's irreverent.
irreverent.
It's irrelevant. We'll just use words that stick with the theme. So as of 2 days ago, and Noah has more up to date.
Oh, well, yeah, that's as of 2 days ago. This is
As of 2 days ago, before all of the betting came in and
Oh,
modified
right.
the
Right. Okay.
right and what am
Oh, yeah. All that betting.
You don't think people are betting on the cup?
I do think they are, but not enough to sway it.
Okay, we're gonna have to. Okay, where'd my pen go?
I don't know where it is.
CJ
Oh,
is
yes.
at the boys baseball tournament. It's double elimination. They lost the first game the other night. So it's yeah. So I just told him to tell the boys to get the dub at all costs. You got to.
That's right. Is he gonna call in then?
Ooh, I might ask him if he can
Give us a little play-by-play.
I'm gonna find out. We'll get to that in a little bit, I'm sure. I just sent him a text back. Hopefully we can get a nice little call in.
Okay. They're hilarious, aren't they? It's amazing that they can speak in sign language. Oh, they're just whispering to each other.
Get here. Are you good?
I'm great.
That's amazing.
I need one of those splitters for every time they visit.
Okay.
With my other headphones, they're in a little pill box. No. Maybe I have them over here somewhere. Professionalism. They're in white. They're right here, guys. Here, get them. I'm kidding.
What are you planning to?
I'm switching headsets
Okay.
so Layla can listen too.
Oh, okay.
Give me a second, Paul. Professionalism.
All right, here we go. Fun little math facts with Josh Allen for everybody. If we extrapolate some numbers to fill the time, if Josh Allen were to play a full 17 game season,
but I can't hear
against the Dolphins, based on stats from his previous 5.5 games against the Dolphins, here's what his stat line would be: passing yards 48-28, passing touchdowns 53,
so you guys are talking, right?
interceptions 12. Rushing yards 1051, rushing touchdowns 9. It would be the best statistical season for a quarterback ever. So we just need to get somebody to doctor up our schedule to face the Dolphins 17 times.
I would appreciate doing that as well.
Well, I think we could. The Dolphins would be mad about that on so many fronts because
the Dolphins 17 times
be owned
17 times.
Oh, in a row.
That's what we're gonna do now.
Mm-hmm. We could say absolutely anything about Todd right now and tell him we said something else and tell him to just say yes, and he would nod his head.
That's so true.
He's plugged in.
Oh, snap.
Amazing.
Perfect timing, Paul.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. Perfect timing.
So you made more money on the stock market today?
Yeah, I
Who
made
do you
more.
have
More
your money in? Like,
I recently bought $1,000 in it. No. I bought $1,000 worth of ChemCentric stock. They're a pharmaceutical company with a drug called
work in pharmaceuticals?
No, software sales. I work in software sales.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. Well, kind of. It's for non-emergency medical transportation. So kind of. It's loosely similar.
Isn't this like insider trading then, Paul?
No.
How would he know?
Because I'm not an insider. Very much on the outside. But no, it rallied today pretty nicely. It was already up something like, I think I was up 21% today. Going into today, and then today it took off another 10%, and so like I'm currently like 34% in the green.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You
started dabbling.
Or...
No, I'm gonna hold
like
on
a
to it.
day trader or like a.
No, eventually I'd like to get to the point where I am. But I wanted to dabble with it.
25,000
for what?
To be a day trader.
Well,
I could then.
Not unless
but-
you're on Robinhood.
No,
Yeah,
you
but
do.
if you're gonna- if you wanna be able
it's
to-
a law.
Mathematically, like you could be successful if you have $25,000 and from a statistical standpoint, it works out that way.
You have to
But
have a bare minimum in your account, whatever you're doing with stocks, bare minimum $25,000 a day to be considered a day trader.
Oh, to be considered a day trader.
Yeah.
Yeah. but
I'm trying
that's
to
just
accumulate.
that's just a
enough
label,
to do that.
an irreverent label.
But to answer the question, I am holding on to it. I'm holding on to it to probably like October. They just amended their application with the FDA for approval of this drug, and the amendment.
Oh,
went
are they the
through.
Alzheimer's drug?
No, I wish I would have gotten in
Oh.
on that. That's what triggered me to look into other pharmaceutical companies, though, and do my research. And this one, they tanked because the stock tanked about 3 months ago. There was a split decision in the FDA advisory panel about the safety and effectiveness of the drug. And it happens quite frequently that something's got a split decision in the advisory board because it's still going through clinical trials at that point. About like 70% of the time, they'll still approve it, even if it's a split decision in the advisory panel, because they don't ultimately make the final decision. The FDA does, but they're just like this advisory team. So that was split, but they amended the application now. The decision for approval was supposed to happen by July 7th. It's now going to happen by October 7th. But they also had some good news about their financials and their cash assets compared to their debt released in the last like day and a half. And that made the stock jump up a little bit more, but
So
I'm
you
holding
like
it because
studying stuff, huh?
yeah, like I'm fairly certain.
Noah just
that
picks stuff by gut feel, I think.
but you know what? Sometimes that offers the highest reward, but because if you get lucky one
Highest risk.
time,
Right.
like then
I like to gamble.
Gamble on the stock market. That's how it goes.
right.
Best place
I got
to
my
gamble.
money. I got my 5 shares of AMC, and am I holding while it's tanking? Oh, you betcha. And pry that from my diamond hands. No. I ain't got no paper hands.
I'm
I
super
already
mad.
sold.
I was gonna get in
already
on
sold.
Dogecoin. CJ knows this too. I was gonna get in on Dogecoin like super early when it was
Don't.
still like at a penny. And I'm so mad at myself now for not back
Oh,
then.
well, yeah.
I wouldn't get into it now for the life of me. But back then when it was a
I
penny,
sold off way too early.
It has an
Yeah.
unlimited liquidity,
yeah.
so it'll never have value.
Yeah. It's
now,
never
No, when Dogecoin was introduced, it had an unlimited liquidity. It's literally a meme coin. It's
Now-
literally used to put. Well, yes, okay, sure. Now that it's mainstream, but when it was created, period, no, regardless of if it became mainstream or not, the liquidity is infinite.
sports.
That's all I'm trying to say.
So do you guys
sports.
know of any Western New Yorkers in the Olympics?
No, I don't watch the news, and I'm assuming that's where that story would be. So
Paul,
I
you know any?
too do not know, and I'm not able to be. I'm trying to search fast enough to find the answer before I have to admit that I don't know the answer, but I don't know the answer.
It's okay. It's all right. We'll let it slide.
Nice.
So that story's done. Just crossed it off the list. Wait, so I'm rooting for England, just so you know.
okay,
The homeland.
well, Italy the underdog. So
They're not the underdog. They were 4-5 when I looked. What were
2
they
days
at when you
ago.
looked?
they were plus 190, and England was plus 150.
Okay, Paul, you do gambling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what like the pluses mean and stuff?
To the pluses.
It means that you would
If
make a
England
higher
You mean
is-
like the
is
lines,
plus
right?
150. If England is plus 150 and Italy is plus 190, they're basically even.
You'd make, if you bet $10 on England, you'd make 15. If you'd bet 10 on Italy, you make 19.
Right.
That's
So
correct.
they're basically even.
And there's
It's
a
an
$4
even
difference.
Longer odds on the 190. Hence the bigger payout.
Yeah.
Close. You're right.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's close. It's negligible, but
So Italy's the underdog.
Italy is technically the underdog. If the line
By
is
minimal amounts. Like when you see
Yeah.
games, you normally see like plus 200 and minus 300 or something like that. Like if you were to watch a regular or look at regular bets, like if you looked at like Yankees versus whoever they're playing tonight, you would see more knocks. See more knocks? Nothing. Nothing to you.
Yeah. I know.
You know who Seymour Knox is?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
You know what? I want to see more Knox in 2021.
Ayo. So do you watch the Olympics?
I catch certain events. I've always had like events that I find entertaining to watch. I don't like watch the whole thing. I do know that Japan recently went into a state of emergency because of the Delta variant of COVID. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I just read that they're not letting people spectate, but
they banned all spectators. Yeah.
That's
I'm trying to put my head right in the middle of the Sabres logo.
Nice.
Working.
If I go back,
Is
can I get my head into one of these helmets?
Definitely.
Totally. Totally.
We're awesome. Okay. So what do you watch? Like gymnastics, track and field?
Like a lot of track and
hammer
field.
Throw.
Track and field definitely has always been something that I keep an eye on. I'll watch some of the gymnast stuff just because, especially now that my daughter's getting a little bit older, she's getting super big into gymnastics. So we'll probably catch that cool. Just because she'll want to watch it. She's been asking me to buy her balance beam. It's like, where the heck are we going to put a balance beam? So yeah, clearly. Yeah.
Between houses.
Yeah. So I'll probably watch that this year too. Swimming, I've always watched. I got more into it when Michael Phelps was the thing. And then I got even more into it when I realized that we share in recreational activities.
Whatever could you mean?
Whatever. I mean,
it's irreverent.
Swimming. It's irreverent. And then some of the obscure ones. Like I always like tuning in for some of the obscure events.
Like hammer throw?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
something that you don't see all the time.
Right.
Even the javelin.
Like the one where
javelin
they
can be interesting.
And bike or something.
Yeah,
the triathlon.
Yeah, they do like
or
multiple things
to, like, or the
where they do like
decathlon.
Where they do like things that don't even make sense to come together.
Yeah,
right. You have to swim 3 miles and then you have to bike uphill 10 and now you have to go shoot some dubs.
And then you got to eat a pound of mashed potatoes and chug a gallon of milk, and then you've got to run a mile and a half.
And then you have
down
to face
the stairs.
Then you have to face Joey Chestnut.
The stairs are wooden,
but not in an eating contest with Joey Chestnut.
And if you fail, you have to start the whole race over again.
He doesn't do the lemonade chug.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's beaten his own record, speaking of Joey Chestnut, like every year for the last like an obscene amount of years that he's won
sandbagging it.
What do you mean?
Like he just is like he knows he could eat more, so he's just like, I'm just gonna cross it by 1. Like, I know I could eat 60, but I'm eating 49 because
he beat it by like 10 or something this year. But like my guess is he can probably do like 160, and he's just gonna do this for the next.
Yeah,
160 would be a lot, but 74 is a lot. So, I mean, but he's just gonna
he dunks the whole thing in the water and then just goes right. Inflates his esophagus, inflates his stomach. And
I am the eater.
Right. Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup. How about that Stanley Cup?
How about it for real?
That wasn't a shock.
Did you watch it at all, Paul?
It wasn't a shock. I did catch a little bit of it. I didn't watch the whole series. But
we only watched that.
Kudos to the Lightning.
I should bring Leslie down and have her do the analysis of the Stanley Cup. I think she watched every second.
I mean, it wasn't surprising.
I was like, I'm tired. Can I go to bed? She was like,
I watched games 4 and I watched games 5 because I wanted to see Tampa lift the cup. But it was cool to see Montreal win the one.
What was it?
get them their moral victory.
I said that they would win in 5.
Yeah.
And usually the team that wins in 5 lose game 4. Don't you find that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that happens across.
That's what I'm saying.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
not
it's a
just
weird
hot.
phenomenon. But it's like, it's interesting though, because it's only when the team is good, like actually good.
Right. Like they have their letdown game is usually the one where they can clinch.
And like their letdown game though, like they still could have won because that game went. Did that game go to overtime?
I don't know. Leslie would know. So yeah, that was that. It was nice to see Tampa finally get something in their season.
Get that monkey off their back,
Yeah.
Of being back to back.
Back-to-back cup champions.
Do you think
Super
they'll do
Bowl
3?
champions?
Do you think they'll go back to back like Gretzky?
Like Gretzky? You mean like the Oilers?
Yeah, wasn't he no, it was the Islanders. No, was
The
he
Islanders
the last
won
one?
4 in a row in the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, well, so who came first? The Islanders, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so Gretzky would have been the last one to win
Multiples.
multiple, more than 2.
Right.
So
So he would have been the last one to win a few, not a couple.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
more than 2. That would probably be the stat to make it as fake as possible. I mean, it kind of is a fake stat, but I do think that Tampa could go for 3 straight. I do, I could see them repeating.
They're not going to repeat. Sometimes, like don't you find that teams, especially in sports, I don't know, teams get tired like the more that they keep going deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't think they're there yet, and it's because of the injuries that they've had and the way they've manipulated the LTIR and the cap. Because I mean, they didn't have Stamkos for all of the bubble last year,
Right.
and so then he comes this year and gets to be the captain and like carry that team through the playoffs and the Stanley Cup.
Do you want to know something interesting? Like, okay, I know where you're going. I got it. Point taken. Anyway.
And I was also because like Vasilevsky and
Is
Kucherov
awesome.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know Kucherov's only like 27 or 26
Yeah, and he looks like
or
he's like
something?
45.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Anyway,
Crazy.
and Braden Point is going to be your captain someday. So
Yeah.
So I have an update on something. I've got an update on something, and I'm gonna ask.
why can't he call in?
We're gonna have a moment of silence for a second. Nobody's hurt. Everybody's okay.
Not over.
It's not over, but we might have to offer up some thoughts and prayers here in a little bit. they're getting mollywopped.
You should
Text that back to him.
Yeah.
Thoughts and
I was
prayers.
gonna also tell him that if they make a comeback, have him call in.
Okay,
Right?
So the update is that CJ Sun's team is getting killed. Period.
10-0. Yeah, it's
10-0.
yeah, it's bad.
Zipperoo.
But they made it to the playoffs, so credit where it's due. They did something the Sabres didn't do for the last 7 years.
I don't know if the Sabres
I
understand.
didn't mean to do that.
I don't know if the Sabres understand there are playoffs. No.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. CJ's boys know
Bills
something
did
that
it for
the
a while.
Sabres
Also.
Right.
don't.
You need a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So.
Yeah. That's a very reverent point.
NBA playoffs.
Come on, man.
I
Are you
gave
watching the
your
NBA?
moment.
Paul, you like the NBA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been. I haven't watched every game. Not at all, but I keep up with it for sure.
I've watched.
I want. I
Noah
want
watches
CP3
every game because his wife is like, he got his wife super into a sport. So
Yeah.
now they watch
Oh,
everything.
that's fair. If I ever managed to pull that off, I'd probably be doing the same thing. So
Yeah, because it's like football. Football's a given.
Right.
Like I don't have to worry about that.
Everyone in Buffalo.
Everything
male or
else
male or
is
female,
not.
are good. And then if
and
you-
don't get it twisted. I don't get my wife to watch the Bills games with me. If I don't got the Falcons game on, she's not watching the Bills game. She 2 TVs going.
Yeah.
Oh well, now
'Cause,
can't you get that through? Can't you get the Falcons probably through Amazon?
I would imagine so. Yeah. Well,
I would
usually I
think
just
you probably could.
I used methods before. I made it work so that we could watch both games. A lot of times the Bills and Falcons games were like on at competing times because they weren't in prime time, but that might not be a problem this upcoming season. So
at least for like 6 games.
It's enough for me. I'll take it. I'll take my dubs wherever I can get them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Noah, so what are your thoughts on the finals? Suns up 2-0.
Yeah.
I
think it's going to be Suns in 5.
Oh.
I think they're going to go back to Milwaukee. It's in Milwaukee's going to get one. Yeah, they're going to split it, and then they're just going to go back home. Phoenix is amazing at home. They're one of those teams that feed so hard off the crowd and the crowd's energy. And like when the crowd's really into the game, that's when they go on their runs.
I think they just feed off Chris Paul.
Chris Paul wasn't hitting his shots last night.
Devin Booker,
no, because Devin Booker stepped up and hit 31, and
he hit 31 shots.
31 points. Yeah, he had 31 points. And Devin Booker was the player of the game in game 2. He was really, really good.
So it must mean Chris Paul didn't hit anything.
I didn't say Chris Paul didn't hit anything, but he wasn't what he was in game 1.
I'm just joking.
But I do think they're going to win in 5 because it's becoming very apparent that even though Phoenix might struggle at times defensively, stopping Giannis and stopping Milwaukee's runs at points, Milwaukee isn't doing enough defensively for that to matter.
And they are playing their hearts out defensively too.
They are, but it doesn't matter because Devin Booker and Chris Paul are so crafty offensively that
the way the Suns move the ball is just
They're moving the ball. They're doing screens and stuff to get certain defenders, like to get Drew Holiday off of Chris Paul and get Brook Lopez on him. And they're doing the same thing with Devin Booker.
But Milwaukee's doing that on purpose too,
to a certain extent. But Phoenix is still taking advantage
Lopez
of it.
Guarding Chris Paul isn't a terrible thing.
Yes, except when Chris Paul is able to take advantage of it and they go on a 10-0 run because that's what they keep doing.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
That's Phoenix's plan. But in game 2, they exposed the defensive abilities of Chris Middleton as well as Jeff Teague. And they showed
Jeff Teague sucks. I'm gonna say that. Just flat out. Jeff Teague sucks.
Okay, well, I'm just saying those were the two guys besides Lopez. Those were the two guys besides Lopez that they kept switching off.
Right.
Like they kept putting.
Well, I don't know why Budenholzer kept putting in Jeff Teague because that really annoyed me last night. And I went to bed after the third quarter because I was like, "Oh, this is a game where it looks like Milwaukee might keep coming back, but they'll only get to like 7."
Well, that's
exactly what happened. Then Phoenix will just nail a 3 and then win by 10.
Yes,
because that's where it seemed to get to. And
because for like at least 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, it would be Milwaukee goes down. The lead was 10 for Phoenix, and then Milwaukee would bring it to 8, and then Phoenix would score, and then Milwaukee would bring it to 8.
5.
I think it's over at 5.
I'm going bold here. I'm going bold here.
4?
No.
Okay.
It's going 7.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm going bold. I think Milwaukee goes home and shows who they are defensively. I don't know. I think you talk about Phoenix being a different team at home. That means they're a different team on the road, right? So, they're different on the road than they are at home. Right? And that's true for every team.
Yeah.
So I think Milwaukee goes home. Giannis probably has to carry them. Middleton is better at home. He's so much better than I thought he was. I don't know if you knew how good he was as a player, but he is so much better than I thought he was. I used to think
he can hit anything.
I used to think okay, he's all right. No. He's just a fairly good complementary player to Giannis. Sorry. You're not supposed to say the G, right? So
real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Ain't nothing but a ye thing. So
Sounds like something like Amish people would say. I don't know why. But anyway, continue.
How are ye today? So I don't know. Giannis is awesome, and I think if they continue to play Giannis with Lopez inside, and just keep working the inside, that they do, that they can come back and make their move. That's just my gut feeling. So, before we start making fun of Buffalo Fanatics, and nah, I don't want to talk boy McGregor. It's boring.
McGregor.
Do you watch MMA, Paul? You're a big MMA guy, right?
I used to watch it a lot more than I do. Yeah, CJ is definitely more into it currently than I am. I used to be big into it, not so much that more.
So McGregor's going to get killed, right? I mean, not killed.
I mean, I'm going to imagine. I would imagine so. I think he's maybe got a fight or two left in him. If he loses this one, I don't know that he tries to fight again.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to want to tarnish what he's done. And I feel like if he loses this upcoming fight, I think he has a little bit too. If he shows out, then it looks like it was just rust. So
that's true.
True. That's fair. So let's talk about Rachel Nichols before we start making fun of. You know the Rachel Nichols story?
I don't think I know the
Rachel Nichols /
So in the bubble last year, when it was ending, Rachel Nichols was on a phone call with the agents of like LeBron.
I thought it was this.
No, it was a leaked phone call. It was a leaked phone call. So Rachel Nichols had a phone call leaked when she was in the bubble last year, and she called the agents of like Chris Paul and LeBron and like that whole club of guys that all have the same agent. And she was talking about ESPN's coverage and their choosing of Maria Taylor,
who happens to be African American.
Right. I was getting there. Yes, she happens to be African American. They were choosing Maria Taylor to take over the pregame show and to be the sideline reporter for the upcoming season of the NBA, something that Rachel Nichols had been for countless years leading up to this moment. So her company, like the ESPN given recorder to her, like the ESPN, like some recording device somehow recorded her and was uploaded to ESPN's private servers. A video intern there then heard the phone call about what Nichols had to say and then sent it to the president and then sent it to the media as
Joe
well.
Biden?
No, the president of ESPN. And then sent it to the media as well. And then she was promptly fired thereafter.
Fired? She wasn't fired.
The intern was fired. Yes, she was.
Oh.
The intern.
I thought you meant Rachel Nichols was fired.
So Nichols inferred kind of to a certain extent, and also kind of said that this is what ESPN was doing, was that they were only choosing Maria Taylor because of her skin color.
But what I will say in the conversation was she also gave mad respect to Maria Taylor.
Yes, and I was about to say that. Like, is she that? And that's what I was going to say.
Like, she didn't even do it after the case. She was doing it during the conversation. Phone call. She was like,
right. She wasn't mad at Maria Taylor. She was mad at ESPN because she felt like
racial.
Yeah, she felt like ESPN was just doing this because they felt the pressure. But her point was, well, where was this when women were trying to make it? Also another point that she brought up, which I think is also a very good point,
right? Because
ESPN has been notoriously known to be a boys' club because of what it is. And so, I mean, people like Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor had to grind to get where they are because they're women, but Maria Taylor had to grind extra hard because
she's a black woman.
Right. But yeah, I mean, Nichols' point wasn't even, oh my God, how could they give it to Maria Taylor? She's terrible. Because actually she's not.
No, she's
very good at her job. I mean, ESPN is planning to offer her $3 million to stay.
Yeah, because her contract's up.
Right.
And she's gonna walk. Right?
She's gonna walk.
She'll go to Fox or something. I don't know. Be part of their NFL
Go
show.
go be or it's college football. That's her thing.
Is it?
That's how she started.
Well, why would you want to go back there? I don't know.
Well,
Go replace Lee Corso.
No, I was gonna say she could do
Oh, that's ESPN.
she could do college football Fox or CBS or
Yeah, that worked out for Gus Johnson so well. That's who.
so but yeah, I mean her point wasn't this is terrible, why are we giving it to Maria Taylor? Her point was, well, where was this from ESPN when women were trying to make it, period?
Right.
You know, she also was like, I grinded to get here too, just like Maria did.
Right.
Like it's kind of annoying for ESPN to turn around and say, oh my God, look at all the stuff we're doing. We're about diversity and inclusivity, just because they feel the outside pressure, but didn't do anything before they felt outside pressure to make it easier for anybody else that wasn't a man.
You look like a man. Mad TV skits.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Chef.
Hey, this is Hefe, man. Hey. Hey, you boys remember my boy Hefe. All right. You have any thoughts on that now that we brought you up to speed?
I think that we should really be careful as far as if you're in the spotlight and you're having conversations, assume it'll be leaked at this point, especially if you're talking about your employer. Like that's my philosophy. It's like if you're saying anything negative about your employer, make sure it's nothing that could be recorded. And if it can be recorded, maybe not say it on that platform, even if it's a phone call, because phone calls, a lot of states only need one person's consent to record a conversation. New York State, for example, is a one call consent state. I could call you up on the phone, record the conversation, and don't even need to tell you that I'm doing it because I reside in the state.
My ex-wife told me.
Yeah, that's totally a thing. So I mean, it's just unfortunate, right? Like, because I don't even think it should be a story. I don't even think it's something that anybody should have even been privy to in the first place.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a private phone call, recorded or not. And I mean, she's in Florida, so. But it's not like the guy was recording it. It's like she had her recorder on by accident. I mean,
it's her own mistake. Whatever.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but like also the video intern shouldn't have released it either, which is why she is now fired.
Why the intern got fired.
Right.
It's really unfortunate because you should be able to have your feelings about like any topic you want and not have to, like, I get consequences, right? Like if something leaks or if it creates bad press or it creates some kind of controversy, I completely understand that, like, the need to cut ties. Like it makes sense to me. It's a business.
They didn't cut ties, to their credit. ESPN didn't cut ties with Rachel Nichols. They kept her on the jump, which is her show.
But that's also because Maria Taylor said, if you're going to keep me on NBA playoffs coverage, I will not do it with Rachel Nichols at any point.
Yeah.
So I think it's in ESPN's best interest to let Maria Taylor go.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I think so too.
Let her
I think
walk.
it creates too many issues if you don't.
Because they're really pushing Monica McNutt too.
And if you're planning to keep Nichols, which it seems like they are,
she has 3 years left on her contract.
Well, then I think that yes, and then I think at that point the smart thing is to let her just walk from a business standpoint.
And I would have, if I were them, I would put Monica McNutt on and keep her off of PTI, please.
Or who is the woman that was working last night? She was pretty good too.
She was good.
I don't remember what her name was, but she was really good.
Yeah. I think her name was not Rachel Nichols.
Yes.
Yes, if I remember.
I remember reading in the story though that Maria Taylor wouldn't even let her do the player interviews like live while the pre-game's going on, so they had to pre-record them.
The new girl?
No, Maria Taylor didn't want to
let the new person?
No, wouldn't let Rachel Nichols, didn't want to work with Rachel Nichols so much that she said to ESPN,
that's crazy.
even if because they wanted to do the player interviews during that,
The actual.
right?
Yeah.
And but she said no, and so they had to pre-record every single one.
So the ESPYs are tomorrow night.
Speed.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of interest?
0.
Yeah, mine too. I can't remember the last time. I might have seen clips over
They're
the last
not
decade.
fun anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie.
I'd rather watch the Kids' Choice Awards.
Yeah,
True story.
but I saw.
Yeah, but you have kids.
I saw one of his
Even if I didn't.
commercials. I saw one of the commercials that Anthony
Yes.
Mackie did for the ESPYs, and he like cracked a bad joke, and that just made me think like that's all he's gonna do all night, and like I feel like
There was a bad one.
his talent is just going to be wasted, and it's just gonna be like
I think they should just have
dad joke
Peyton
night.
host it every night.
that would be fun. I would watch that if they were like Peyton's just host.
Peyton hosted the 1 year, and I
And
thought
that
it
was
was
really
awesome.
good.
They already do read from script, so yes.
I have a comment to make about the previous comment about Kids' Choice Awards.
Come join us.
Yeah. Way better
So
than
my
the
niece Noah's cousin Layla Dwelly has joined.
Hi.
Hey.
So
Woohoo! Woohoo!
what I wanted to say about the Kids' Choice Award is just that even though it's boring for most of it, there's a little bit of it where they do like a sports section, which is fun sometimes because they do like trick shots.
Because there are sports segments, you said.
There are a little bit, yeah.
Hmm.
They do like trick shots, and I think they also have like a Player of the Year or something like that.
That's cool. So,
Better than the ESPYs.
what's your favorite part of the Kids' Choice Awards, though?
Okay, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
There's one section in the Kids' Choice Award that is just like nominating all the things,
Mhm.
and you can do it live if you want to. So I like to do it like on the very last second and just nominate someone for it because it's kind of fun because you can just choose who you like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's cool. So,
Yeah.
who's your favorite winner this year?
I don't know. I didn't have time to watch it. So
Well, if you had a Kids' Choice Award to give out for anything, who would you give it to?
I
You-
don't
You live in a
know.
family of overthinkers.
Just
Don't
I-
overthink it.
Yeah.
Just who would you like to give an award to? It doesn't have to even be what for.
probably Lin-Manuel Miranda for best musical
For In the
all
Heights
time.
or for Hamilton. All time.
Hamilton.
So you give
There
them
you
like
go.
a career award.
Yeah.
Career
Lifetime
achievement.
achievement.
Lifetime achievement award.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Good job. So I heard that you have some questions for us.
Yes, I do. Thank you to Barrett for sliding those to me.
So Paul, can you hear her okay?
Yep, I sure can.
Loud and clear. All right.
So these are all about something relating to football. So
All right. Football related questions.
Trevor Lawrence was drafted to the Jaguars. How do you think he will affect the team?
Who wants to take that one?
I'll take it.
Paul's got
Take
it.
Yeah. I think that he will be an immediate improvement over Gardner Minshew. And I think it will make them a more competitive team in the short term and the long term. I think that they're still a couple years away from surrounding him with the pieces that they need in order to compete for a championship. But I think that drafting Trevor Lawrence easily and immediately improved their team all the way from the top down, because a good quarterback can elevate the play of the rest of the team. A good leader can do that too. And I think he's both of those. He's a good football player and he's a good leader. I don't see how they don't at least improve a little bit. I just wouldn't expect them to like make a run at the championship or anything this year.
How do you think Trevor Lawrence will do?
I think he will have what will go down as maybe the second best rookie season for a quarterback in history. Number one still belonging to Justin Herbert from last year. I don't think he'll do better than that, but I think he'll be close enough to be the second best rookie quarterback season. Yeah.
That's a bold prediction.
He'll win Rookie of the Year.
I agree with that.
I think that will most likely happen as well. One thing that I saw when I was researching questions and about him, um, well, I was researching him specifically because
Mhm.
my cousin went to the same college as him and ran into him once. And so I was
And she was speechless.
Yeah.
She got tongue tied.
basically.
Do you want to say her name so she can go down in history?
Abby Dwelly?
Abby Dwelly.
Abby Dwelly.
Um, yeah, but when I was researching him, one thing that I came across was people have specifically stated him as having a once in a lifetime arm.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, that credit, you most likely are going to get some sort of award.
I mean, 3 national championships and multiple Clemson
Right.
records.
Plus a tongue-tied Abby Dwelly.
Right. 3 combinations to make you once in a generation talent.
He
No,
probably
he actually is though.
You think so?
I mean,
I'm on
he's
the
not.
fence.
He's not Mahomes, but he does.
Is he JA?
No, because I consider him more traditional.
Really?
I don't think he runs that much. Like I don't like the
Stats man.
How about I'll say this. If you were to say what's better off the top of your head, the first thing you're going to say about Lawrence is you're going to comment about his throwing ability. That's going to be the first
Well, what
thing
would you say about Allen?
I think with Allen, it would be a combination of both, but I think with Lauren, the conversation would be dominated by his passing ability. Because like I don't really remember. I remember 1 or 2 plays that he made with his legs, and I'm pretty sure they were both in the national championship. But that's like the only time where I remember him making a play with his legs and him sticking out.
All right, stats man.
Ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Between the 2019 and the 2020 season, he played in 25 games, rushing for 17 touchdowns.
Really? Okay. Wait. Hold on.
Wait, I should have
That is
said
the baseless stat.
I should
because-
have said that you were wrong in the first place.
Hold on. That is a baseless stat because what are the yards?
In 2019, almost 600. He was running at 5.
What is the average?
Over his career, he averages 4 yards a carry. He has 18 touchdowns in his career rushing.
How many yards per carry does Josh Allen average? 4.4.
Are you saying you know?
I'm pretty sure it's in the 4s. In his
Josh
career.
Allen rushing.
You want rushing stats?
Average yards per game
5.2.
6.8.
Oh yeah, you're
For
right,
rushing.
6.8. I was looking at
I like Paul's answer better.
yeah, it is 6.8 though. Which goes to show a couple things. But it shows that if we look at Josh Allen's rushing stats in college, which
What
is
was Josh
really the
Allen
fair
when he was playing for Clemson?
You mean
Like
0 yards rushing when he played for Clemson?
0.0.
look at how the stats work out.
So I'm looking at Josh Allen's college stat. Move on to a different
Not
topic.
going to
Now.
be right. I mean,
Move
it's
on
going
to
to
a
be so
different topic.
far off.
It's 3.2 yards in his college career.
Yeah.
And
How
he only
about
scored
that?
Did you just say
13 rushing touchdowns in his college career in the same amount of years.
So less rushing touchdowns and a worse yards per carry in a much worse league.
Yeah, and Josh Allen wasn't that good in college.
He was good enough to get drafted 7th overall,
And be considered a project.
which he was.
Right.
And when you're
he had to be
considered
a project for 3 years.
what?
And is still working on stuff.
Hold on. Now we're gonna go back to the master, the stats man.
Where are we going stats wise?
Not really stats wise. It's more of like you have a good memory and you know things. So what was the knock on Josh Allen coming out, and what was the highest part of his what he can make an immediate impact as when he was coming out of college.
Coming out of college, it was very, very, very clear that he had velocity and he had distance, right? He had the arm strength to put the ball anywhere on the field. The question
Right.
became his accuracy was the absolute biggest thing coming out. That is not in even any conversations in regard to Trevor Lawrence. So Josh Allen coming out, entering into the draft, it was huge arm, but like it might end up all the way over there.
I'm still in charge of these questions right now. Was there any discussion on his rushing ability or his
Very
athleticism?
little. In fact, most of the discussion in regards to his rushing ability came from the clip that went viral of him running the 40 at the combine, in which he was kind of flailing his arms and he didn't really look like a mobile guy at all. If you look at the video from him running at the combine, I don't think that running ability was anything that was, it was literally arm strength.
He had to
Everything else is a
redo how
project.
he ran.
I had to
So-
redo all of it.
So if we read, don't put it on the chair. Anyway,
If we read,
If we
read Trevor Lawrence's scouting report coming out right now,
and
would
compared it,
rushing be part of it?
I think 18 touchdowns rushing in 2 years in 25 games, it has to be mentioned. I'd imagine that it has to be. Now, I don't
would be
think that
mentioned.
it's going to be like Lamar Jackson running ability, but in
Yeah.
the red zone,
He's gonna
Well,
be
but
like
nobody
he
has
can.
Lamar Jackson. ability.
yeah. But I think
Okay,
it's
but-
definitely part of the conversation.
Okay, but how about this? You're not drafting Trevor Lawrence for his legs. You're drafting Trevor
No.
Lawrence for his arm.
You're drafting Trevor Lawrence because he's a generational quarterback.
Yes,
Right.
I never said
And
he
he's-
couldn't run. I'm
he's a-
just saying.
He's a generational quarterback because he is a dual threat in the sense of being able to run
Yes.
and pass
Okay.
and
Sure.
be accurate, right? And have flowing long locks like Justin Herbert did until
Do you think he'll
he
cut him?
I don't think he'll cut him.
So
not-
Do you
I
think? Do
he's
you think
not
he has
that
his
dumb.
hair insured like
Do you
Trevor,
think-
like
do you
Troy
think Trevor
Polamalu?
Lawrence will cut his hair?
not yet, not until year 3.
Year 3?
Year 3.
I
he'll
think
have
he
it
has to
eventually.
lose like something first.
Like what? His virginity?
Like no,
Oh.
like a AFC championship or just like not the wild
He's gotta-
card, but like maybe like a divisional or something.
Yeah,
And they'll
we're
like lose it bad.
Yeah,
And then like next year he'll come out like
and he'll have like a
completely-
Demi Lovato and just go
yeah, or he'll just be completely
or
bald.
like Britney and like just
Yeah.
buzz it all
And he'll
off.
be like, I'm here to work in year 4.
Right.
Like
when Doug Marrone is still there. No,
No.
he's not their coach anymore.
it's Urban. It's our
So-
boy.
Urban Meyer.
I have at my disposal right now a scouting report for both Trevor Lawrence and for Josh Allen immediately
This is
coming
you.
out of
This is
college.
beautiful.
Here are Trevor Lawrence's
This is why we.
perceived
This is why we
strengths.
love Paul. This is-
Strengths and weaknesses. So here are the Trevor Lawrence's strengths. Played rare volume of high leverage games as a 3-year starter. 86-4 record as a starter dating back to high school. Commanding presence with unmistakable air of confidence. Elite size, athleticism, and play traits. Dual threat capabilities will add to his explosive play totals. Speed,
okay.
wiggle, and toughness for zone read and called runs.
I would like to point out that I never said that he was not.
Let's
I said
rewind the
I
tape.
consider him more of a traditional quarterback.
Let's rewind the tape.
That's literally what I said. I never said
I think. There we go. I think Trevor Lawrence can't run.
I never said that. So never once said that.
Let's hear the Josh Allen one.
Okay, so let me give you some of the, because there's plenty more strengths for him, but here's Josh Allen's strengths: great skill set, prototypical generational size for an NFL quarterback, elite arm strength, good to great athlete, excellent mobility inside and outside the pocket, dual threat, keeps his eyes downfield as he scrambles, very difficult to sack, amazing strength to break tackles in the pocket and on the run, can stretch the field vertically with his arm strength at any point on the field, throws a tight spiral, has a quick release, throws at an elite level on the run, can throw receivers open, has worked under center some. Weaknesses: severe accuracy issues, ball security, decision making needs to improve, throws too many interceptions, needs to improve ability to throw finesse throws, struggled against higher
So
competition.
this is all saying the same thing.
Played against low level of competition, concerns about production, and here's where I'm going to laugh out loud: concerns about ability to be a clutch performer.
So
aren't you happy
cute.
when people are wrong?
Yeah, I love it.
So wrong. But would you
So,
consider those
hold on.
weaknesses to be a project?
I didn't say he wasn't a project. I did not say he wasn't. I did not.
Rewind the tape. Should we
What?
rewind it?
You said
I
that.
said he was project.
Well, I was giving you room to talk because I am a very good co-host. I'm like the Whoopi Goldberg.
Nice dreads.
Okay.
Would you mind if I asked another question?
Yes.
I love
Hold
it. It sparks awesome.
So last point. I was very, very surprised. I was very, very surprised, Paul, when you first came up and said you didn't think that the dual threat piece about Josh Allen was part of his scouting report. And so I'm glad to hear that it wasn't there.
Yeah, me too.
Because that was my comparison to Allen and Lawrence. And that's what I was trying to make the comparison to. As far as body size and athleticism, Allen and Lawrence both are high-level athletes, both have incredible body size, both can take a pounding. Allen more than Lawrence probably at this point. But Lawrence played against higher level competition.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is Allen's more raw, where Trevor Lawrence
Was more raw.
Right, has been molded by all of the coaches.
Jordan Palmer. Yeah.
All of the coaches that he's been with
And
through his
Dorsey,
years, and
Brian
Dabo
Dable.
Swinney and all. No, I'm saying Trevor Lawrence has.
Oh.
Josh Allen hasn't received the same level of people around him, like training staff, that Trevor Lawrence has.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence has been in football since he was a child.
Plus, he never made Abby Dwelly like swim.
So, like, while they are similar in terms of, yes, body size and athleticism, but when we're talking about pure mechanics, Trevor Lawrence is the more concise.
No one's disagreeing with that.
And okay,
No one's disagreeing.
and Josh Allen's more raw.
But
So
I was saying
that would be
my
where-
point was when they were first coming out that they would have merged. Like, and I was surprised at first that my point was body size and rushing ability is very similar between the two, and I think that's the case. I think Lawrence has more mobility than you think he does.
That's probably true. I'm just
That's the long way of having this 20-minute conversation.
I mean, I maybe, I don't know, but I don't really, like, if I'm thinking about Trevor Lawrence and what he did, like, the first things I'm going to talk about are throwing touchdowns. There aren't.
I don't know.
I don't have anything that's
one of the
rushing
things that sticks out to me is his ability to run. That, and maybe that's just the difference between us.
Yeah.
Is we just, I remember the better things to make a more complete package. That's all.
Okay.
I was hoping that I
Alright.
was going to be able to find the relative athletic score for Trevor Lawrence because I know Josh Allen's. I've got Josh Allen's pulled up and he graded off the flipping chart.
4?
He graded crazy well, actually.
Oh.
Out of 10, he scored at 9.67.
Oh, was that the Raz?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Raz?
Um,
Didn't he have like one of the highest ever?
That's what he just said.
Yes.
9.6.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the highest of all time. The only thing that really hurt him, and I doubt that it's still the same, I'm sure he's improved, is his shuttle and his 3-cone were meh.
I'm sure he's worked on that immensely with Jordan Palmer
Yeah.
and Ken Dorsey and Brian Dable.
So his peak
Sean
speed,
McDermott.
And
his
Sean
peak
McDermott.
speed running the 40-yard dash, Josh Allen was able to get up to 20.4 miles an hour.
So he could have tracked down Buda Baker.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Kind of
up
impressive.
there.
Yeah.
Or at least come close. We'll just go with that. He could have.
Ran a 4.75. So, I mean, not awful, not like
Right.
blazing fast, but
Yeah.
it's for a quarterback.
And I
especially
bet
on
he
his
runs
size.
a faster 40 now. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
if
we
it's,
should
like,
have him run
super
we
signi-
should have him run a 40 now.
Yeah.
Really should.
Well, it'll be like a charity event.
Yeah, we'll come up with the charity. Run the 40 against Josh Allen.
Presented by Game Day 716.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. All right. There
we
we go.
just need money.
You would finance it.
We need to monetize.
And someone who knows Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Right
there's
there.
that part too.
We just need to monetize. Which is where Anchor can come in.
Yeah.
Because we can monetize through Anchor.
Yeah. Yeah. But we can talk about that stuff
We'll talk about that later.
later.
Okay.
Yep.
You get one more question. Pick your favorite one.
Yep. Your favorite.
I'm not sure. I have 4 questions left.
Here, you want me to look and
Sure.
pick one?
2 of them are about Bills. 2 of them are about fantasy football. So
Why don't we do a fantasy football one?
I like the fantasy football ones. We haven't talked fantasy football yet.
This will be our first. Well, this will be us tipping our toe.
So do you want a more personal opinion?
These
one,
are all
or-
very good questions, actually.
We should save the other
Well, we gotta
questions
get
for
Barrett
another
in here too,
episode.
Yeah, we'll bring you on Zoom
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
for more
Exactly.
for
So-
more questions. So you get one more.
Fantasy football.
Okay.
Pick one.
Okay. I'm gonna ask one more. That's probably gonna be a little more. Whatever is personal to you. It's a personal opinion. But during a fantasy football draft, what strategies should you be using so you get all the players that you want?
Quarterback first.
Hack into Noah and Todd's
Defense
Wi-Fi and kill it so that it auto selects for them. And then I
Well,
can
I
take
have
who
my
want.
phone though.
Set up your auto select.
Right.
Set up your own auto select.
I mean,
Don't follow what the league says. Make
Right,
sure
yeah.
you have your auto select set up.
yeah, no.
Noah said draft a quarterback first.
No, no,
I
no,
say
no,
draft a
no.
running back first.
No. My strategy is the first 3 rounds, you're taking the best player available.
A pound.
What would you
Whatever
take?
position it is.
I would take a running back. It also depends on where you are,
Yes, that as well.
Mhm.
but for the most part,
Because if you're like the last pick of the 3rd round, you're taking a quarterback. Because like 3, 4, 5
Well, that-
quarterbacks start to get taken.
last pick of the 3rd round would mean you had the last pick of the 1st round.
Yeah.
So you probably didn't get a running back in the 1st round. You probably
Got
took
a
the
wide
best
receiver.
quarterback or a wide receiver,
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
or you took
Zeke Elliott. 'Cause nobody
Justin
wants him.
Fields. Or
No.
If you take Zeke Elliott over Josh Allen, you should just turn off your device.
Okay,
Because
so do
Josh
you
Allen has
think
more
now
rushing
though
touchdowns in the
that
last 3
quarterbacks will
years
start
than-
getting taken in the round?
okay. Here is one answer. It depends on whether the league has 2 quarterbacks or 1. Okay. That's a big thing.
I was
Yeah.
answering from just traditional.
Just traditional.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
1
Just to keep
quarterback,
it
2
easy.
running backs, 3
Yeah.
receivers.
yeah, for like
tight
the
end,
first like 3 rounds,
flex,
I'm taking
whatever.
best player available.
best player available.
Yeah.
That's your strategy.
Yeah.
What's your strategy in our league? Okay.
Because I actually do have a strategy for the way I try to draft.
Okay. Where did you finish last year?
First place.
First place?
Yeah,
Where did you draft last year?
first place.
You haven't won it 2 years in a row.
No, I drafted the first. I had the first overall pick.
So you were the worst team.
No, I was the 7th best team because the worst team doesn't get the first overall pick in our league. I beat you.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got Christian McCaffrey,
Smart.
but then he got hurt. So, but our league doesn't have a waiver time, so I can pick up a player at any time, at
At
any
any point.
moment, at any time,
Anytime at 1:30 on
24/7.
Sunday,
a day.
you can pick up a player.
And you want to know what I did? The second Christian McCaffrey got hurt, I went to go get what's his face. Back up.
Mike Davis.
Yes. All I could think of was Mike Anderson, and I'm like, that's not right.
We're gonna go get what's his face now.
He was so good. He actually was good. Good replacement. He
Ooh,
was.
look, what's his face is playing.
Layla.
That's gonna be a long name on the back of the jersey.
What's his face?
Not longer than
face?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Still struggling.
I didn't. Antetokounmpo.
It's Antetokounmpo. Yeah.
Here's a fun spin-off question, and it's a quick question to jump off her question. How messed up would your draft become if, in order to draft a player, you had to correctly spell that player's name without looking?
I could do it
Without looking, I could do it.
because we play Madden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's my excuse too.
Yeah.
We'd be
That's
good.
why. That's how you know all the rosters and everything, right?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's how you know how good everyone is too.
Yeah,
Right,
that's what I base
Madden-
everything
Madden
on, because it
ratings
knows
and
everything.
NHL.
Yeah, clearly.
Like,
Right. I mean, they're always
Oh.
right.
Paul, what do you
That is
think
smart,
Josh
that is
Allen's Madden rating will be?
Ooh, that's a good question. And honestly, I say he
He's-
falls just
we're
short of
about-
hitting a 90, even
about
though he
3
was
off.
like second in the
3 or
MVP
4.
race.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be 89.
Oh, that was my number.
No, I thought you were like 95.
No. I was at 92.
I was at 92.
I was lower than you.
You were higher. No, you went higher.
No. Okay, maybe.
And
You
I'm
know
a
I'm not.
Josh Allen stan.
There, yeah,
89.
me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe I said 95
And I was like, that's
or
high.
94.
And I said that's a little high, and we just
And
left
you
it there.
and then you said like 91, 92.
Yeah,
So you and Paul are closer.
Paul, we're closer.
I don't think he's gonna crack 90 just because the Madden staff doesn't
I
always
do.
get things accurate.
Yeah, Madden screws it up when it comes to that, but they'll make the ceiling really high.
I think the only
Yeah.
reason why he
Right.
cracks 90 is because he came second in MVP voting, and they care about that. And with EA,
That's interesting.
If
That's
he
an interesting
doesn't,
point.
if he doesn't
like
get
they
above
care
a
about
90,
like the public crap.
If he doesn't get above the 9, I think I know where you're going, Paul.
if he doesn't get above a 90, it's because they're gonna have his accuracy stats
Yep.
Yeah.
lower than they should be based on his 2020 season.
Right. Okay, that right.
Superstar X
The
Factor.
superstar XP
Yeah.
where he can pick up points super fast.
Yeah, so that you could get
Well,
him
he is.
into the 90s.
Right. And then he'll be a 99 by like
Yes.
week 5.
Yeah. No. I mean,
Layla, any
wouldn't be
last thoughts?
I not really.
No?
Okay.
You did awesome.
Good job
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. You got some quality questions for next time you jump on.
for you. I want a high five.
Oh, okay. Wasn't sure if that was a high five or a
Or a
handshake.
handshake.
I thought you were gonna make her pay to be on the show. I was like, that's evil.
Yeah.
Yes. I should have
Well,
done
of
that.
course.
Duh.
We should have.
All right, Barrett.
You would have
Come on,
actually
there's a
gotten
poll.
something.
Switch.
Right.
So now we're bringing on Layla's brother, the one,
He has to pay first, though.
the only. Wait, Layla, come back because you didn't show Paul your shirt.
Oh, okay, I guess I gotta show my shirt. Hold on.
Didn't see it.
Guess we're switching out.
Oh, Mafia. I like it.
Mafia
The
for
Bills.
life.
Good choice. Good choice.
It was a good choice. We went to the 26 store yesterday. So
Oh, nice. How is it inside?
Tiny.
way smaller than I thought. There were 5 of us and we could barely fit.
Oh wow, I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
going to be that small. But I mean, I guess for
didn't
the first
either.
retail space,
Yeah.
I don't know. They call it a storefront. So like that's why I kind of think like it being small makes sense because like I think
just always thought they called it a
literally
store.
think storefront. Like they mean that literally.
Well, that's
We're gonna have
literally what
this-
it is.
little section in the
It's-
front of our manufacturing to
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see everything behind it
yeah.
until they close like they walked out and they closed the things to whatever. What was going on. So we couldn't see their next designs and steal them.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Because
come
we're
up with our own.
27 shirts.
Right.
716
brothers.
shirts.
706. Yeah, there you go. We're just game day 716 shirts, right? Or
Yeah.
game day shirts. That's probably taken.
Probably.
I would imagine that's taken. Yeah.
I bet that would be taken. But yeah, game day something.
GD 716.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to do that anyway
The
to play
GD.
on the joke,
Right. Me
Yeah.
too.
but let's.
So what's up, Barrett?
I don't know. I didn't prepare like Layla did.
That's okay.
Okay.
So I got some questions for you.
Okay.
What do you think of Buffalo Fanatics?
Um,
I'm sure he has a deep opinion on these.
I know.
Lovely people.
Awesome
kinda
topic though.
cool. I don't know. I don't know much.
So do you think that there are a lot of posers?
What do you mean? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Barrett,
You
let me
think
put
that
it
they
to you
know
this
their
way.
stuff as much as they want to?
Probably not.
Probably not. No. What do you think about their take on the Zach Ertz trade? That never happened, that they reported over and over again.
I'll put it in perspective for you, Barrett. Ready? Here we go. So,
Okay.
how would you feel if I told you that my sources were telling me that you're about to get a check for $1 million, and 3 days from now, nothing happens? I don't say sorry that I said something was going to happen that didn't happen, and my sources were wrong. And I just
He
let it
also
go and forget
completely
about it.
ignores that he says that and completely ignores you.
And I never bring it up again. How's that going to make
Not
you feel?
great.
That's Buffalo Fanatics.
Except then you have news sources
Yes.
a week and a half later.
Who say, wait, I actually am going to get it to you.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Just
Because it's
kidding
the same
again.
source.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got him.
And then 3 days later,
The play-by-play guy has an interview from the week before.
when you've already told them,
Right. Come out saying that it might actually happen. But then you go to the play-by-play guy and he says, well, that was from a
that
week
wasn't what I
ago.
meant.
That wasn't what I meant. That was from a week ago. So
Can I make a comment on that?
Yes. Just comment from where you are.
Okay. It wasn't exactly like that, but there was a thing for video games that happened that was sort of similar, where somebody said they were going to do something and they didn't, and then a bunch of people got mad.
yep.
They got folded.
It happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
Just happened in Phase with they tried to they built their
Do you play
own.
Phase?
No, Phase is a video game.
Yeah. I've heard
Group.
about the crypto scam thing.
Yeah. They created
This
their
kid
own.
knows his stuff.
Oh, he probably
Gosh.
watches the same YouTube that I do.
Right.
Oh.
I think that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, so the members of Phase, which is I've explained to you what a Hundred Thieves is, right?
Sure.
Okay, whatever. So
Ding.
they created their own cryptocurrency and then they did a pump and dump.
Oh,
And so they all like put in, but they got access to the currency before it was like officially listed.
so they're all
And
arrested
then
now.
no. They're celebrities and have money. No. But
Like
they-
Frank Clark.
Exactly. That was my point. He's gonna pay his fine, and be free. But so yeah, so they did like a pump and dump, but they got access to the coin beforehand. So they were able to buy it at a lower price than everybody else. And then on top of it, every single one of them promoted it heavily on their social media, got everybody to buy into it, and then just pulled the rug.
We should do that.
It's illegal. Kind of,
Kind of.
to a certain extent. There really isn't
We
a
should make
raw.
a game day 716 Bitcoin or coin.
You can do that.
Cryptocurrency?
I have no idea
Yeah.
how, but you can literally just anybody can create a cryptocurrency. now.
I know.
Yeah, it
Mine
takes
for
a
whatever they want.
heck of a lot of coding.
The butt coin, like
Coding.
Takes a lot of coding, and
Mm.
then
You know
depending
anyone who
on,
can code?
I know how to code some, not cryptocurrency.
Do I know your dad?
Do you know how to code?
No. I know your dad does though.
I
Yeah.
know this much of C++.
Right. And then you change your major.
Yeah. And then I went, this is too hard.
We're gonna have to get your dad involved in this.
Okay.
Just let him know.
Okay.
The game day 716.
Cryptocurrency.
No, that should be GD 716.
GD 716.
The GD
Four.
coin.
The GD coin. There it is. There it is.
Boom.
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 It markets itself.
It
Where are you
does.
putting your money in? I'm putting it in the
The
GD coin.
the GD coin, man. That's where I'm
getting
putting my money.
I'm getting into GD crypto.
GD crypto.
It's GD
All right.
awesome.
So next topic. Oh, sorry. Were you what?
Oh, that was it. Just that it's GD awesome.
Taste of Buffalo is tomorrow. And
Completely
Sunday.
opened up, not doing it how they were originally going to do it.
Right.
Because everything's
Which is
been
good.
Yeah. I guess all the
good.
pre-sale tickets
Are they still
were
having like
refunded.
a lot of vendors, or is it still going to be like?
So
like half as
normally
much.
normally there's around 50 to 60 vendors. There's 26 vendors this time.
And they're sponsored by 26 shirts.
That's why there's only 26.
That's why there's only 26 people at the Taste of Buffalo.
Oh, we should tell Dell. They should sponsor.
That,
it.
that
I
would be
bet they probably are.
right. It kind of sells itself.
It does.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were already.
If he didn't, that's a missed opportunity and a half.
Missed opportunity. He needs to hire us as his marketing.
Yeah, sure.
Because he's struggling. So
Yeah, he really needs the help.
Yep.
Small indie company, you know.
Not only did he
What
start
point?
the namesake of an entire NFL fan base, he also created
Right.
a t-shirt company, but he needs Game Day 716 for his marketing.
Right, he needs us to really get his name
Needs
out
us.
there.
I will
Take you to the next level, Dell.
I will say this. I was there for the Bills conversation.
Were you really?
I was.
That'd be an interesting conversation
It was.
and story. You have
Yeah.
to tell us that story one day,
I will.
One day, yeah.
a future
Not today.
episode.
What are you looking forward to at the Taste? Because we're going tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I'm looking forward to pierogies because we don't get
Can you hear
pierogies
'em?
around us.
I'm 50% Polish. Pierogies just made my ears go.
According to my
Those are
mom,
good.
so am I too. So, but that's also his ex-wife. So take that as you want.
So you're actually Lithuanian, right?
Right.
No, 50%.
Mom is adamant that there's nothing but Polish.
On her side.
Yeah.
My dad's side was nothing but Polish, and then my mom's side is Irish Italian.
That's not true.
Oh, I know.
Your grandfather,
Yeah, it has no history at all.
his name is Robert Pope.
Yeah. But he's Polish.
But,
I would give you
he's
partial credit if
allegedly
his name was
100% Polish blood.
So is grandma, supposedly.
No, grandma, I believe.
I don't believe it's 100.
Your grandma, I believe. But I would only believe 50 to 75%.
Yeah, I don't. There's no way.
We need to do a DNA thing.
You really
Grandpa
should.
tried. I remember Grandpa saying that he tried.
Grandpa who? Oh, Grandpa Pope?
Yeah, he tried. But like, he has no information on himself. He has no records.
No.
For his,
All
like,
you need to do
childhood.
is send your blood or
Oh, yeah, that's
or your
true.
spit. and
I
they're
think you
like-
just spit in
They'll
a container
probably
now.
think
Yeah,
like
you spit in the
the
thing
government
and-
is trying to do something. So
They're gonna clone me.
they're crazy people.
Exactly. Okay. Two of me. The world's better. Okay. Other than pierogies, what are you looking forward to?
There was, what was it though? There was a good wings and a couple of like interesting things that I had never had before. That were cool to try.
Cool. So tomorrow's your last day here.
I know.
right? You're leaving
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss you.
Miss you too.
I won't miss your. I'm kidding. I'll miss everybody. But what's been your favorite part about your trip?
Seeing people.
Yeah,
Yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
seen people in a really long time.
you're a good kid, man.
Seeing people.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the motto.
what do you think about ants?
I want to punch them.
Which type of ants?
You see this kid? Oh, you.
You could have got him. And he said, no, sir, you're not catching me in that trap. Who do you think I am? Michelle Nichols?
Which ants?
I don't know what type of ants do you have thoughts on?
Oh, look at that comeback question.
I don't like the type of ants that live in the ground. The ones that are human are fine.
Human ants?
No. Well, yes.
Yes. No.
Wait,
Yes.
what?
I
I'm
didn't
very interested.
Hold
in
on,
human
hold
ants.
on.
Let's talk.
Hold on, wait. Did we just like break something on our show right now? What do you know that we don't?
Fourth
Let's
wall is
talk
about to
human
be
First of all,
exposed.
Come
what do
closer.
you have access to? Do we need to get your mom down here to explain
So-
what
No,
type of
come-
camps you've been going to?
Come closer.
The
Let's
reports,
talk about
the reports
human
that came out about
ants.
UFOs,
Oh, you mean
they weren't just
AUN?
released. Barrett
AUNTS,
leaked them.
Oh, he was making a dad joke.
But not really. I think that's what he meant by what kind. Now that I'm going
Yes.
back.
Oh.
We thought you meant what kind of insect.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I-
talked you
see,
up
I-
a lot more than what it actually was.
I was talking him up and I still knew.
You should have just
He
gone
was
along with
talking
it,
about
man.
the insect and the person. I was like, at least
That's
he's not
awesome.
answering like, oh, I think they're disgusting. Wait, you think your aunt's disgusting? And like, he wasn't gonna walk into that. So
What do you
I said,
think of
"No,
uncles?"
sir."
Huh?
I
Huh?
like uncles.
Uncles?
Yeah.
Better than ants?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'm looking at you right now. Are
He
uncles
likes
better
them more than
ants?
ants, but not more than ants.
Yeah, there's
You choose
there's
which
your
one,
cop
man.
out.
There's your better than ants, but not better than ants. Aunts. Aunties.
You have to turn it up to 11.
Turn it up to 11. The extra A.
Well, what does the 11 do? It makes it louder.
Makes it louder. Did I talk about the A last time, but I couldn't explain it? Or was this a dream?
The what?
The A? The extra A that Buffalonians use?
For what?
That they use in like regular conversation?
What do you mean?
We were at a restaurant when you were talking about that or something.
No. I know I had the conversation with you guys.
Yeah, you know, I have no idea what you're
I,
talking about.
I
So
feel like
I'm-
this was the conversation on the podcast, but
I think you had a dream.
okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna bring it up next time.
Or we
Okay.
got Flashy Thing by Will Smith. Whatever is more likely.
Yeah, because I don't even know what this theory is.
It's not a theory. It's something that I read about people from Buffalo are, whatever, like things that are specific to Buffalo.
Yeah.
And one was the capital A thing. And I was like, I have no
I don't know
idea what that
means.
is.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
But it's like
adding an extra A. I don't know what that means either. Like Sunday, like that's. But am I adding an extra A there?
no,
No.
Right.
they would be like Sunday A. No, but so my understanding, and they actually had the words, and I went, okay, I think I understand it now. And I lost where it was. So I don't remember the words, but
It sounds like a BuzzFeed thing. But continue.
it is kind of, it was a Instagram thing. Okay. So, but I was really confused because most of them were like, you like beef on whack and chicken wings and whatever. And
Probably
then,
said
but then they
buffalo
had
chicken.
like the capital A thing. And I was like,
What were the words?
I don't remember, but the only one that I can think
Okay.
of now,
Yep.
and we came up with this,
Okay.
is theater.
I don't say it that way. I say theater.
And that's the way I taught you to say it without the Buffalo A.
But,
But
I don't even
apparently-
hear people.
But
around
apparently
here
there's
say-
people around
People
Buffalo
just say movies.
who say things like theater or A. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That there's a buffalo A, like that we know about, or that is like something to buffalo.
I know what
Got
they're
it.
saying, but I don't.
You found it?
I found something similar.
Our wizard. This is you're getting a new nickname, man.
I know what they're saying, but I don't hear people saying.
I don't think that's a buffalo.
It was
That's
it was
not a
it was
Buffalo
in the
thing. I don't
Buffalo. It
hear
was in the
people
Buffalo
say that.
news.
Was it really?
Yeah,
God, they're
here-
so
yeah.
bad now.
Okay, so here we go. I got some of the words. Do people from Buffalo really have a distinct accent? You bet we do.
Yes.
Especially with our A sounds. We make them hard. Rochester, for example, becomes Rochester. Like it says saying
Okay, I do say
Rochester, saying
Rochester.
Ra.
Rochester.
Rochester.
We make them flat. Fancy.
Fancy.
And a name like Anne can come out as something that kind of resembles Ian. So apparently
Oh,
we
that's true.
do have a
Anne.
thing with like hard
No.
A sounds.
Yeah.
So wait, what can be? Because I have no idea.
So it seems like the Buffalo accent is just an exaggerated
I think
A
you just
sound.
died. Can you still hear?
I can still hear.
You just died. Our headphones died.
Your default
Oh, no.
speaker has changed to headphones. Galaxy will now be used.
I know, but I think it just died.
Oh.
We're out of luck, kiddo.
We're
You can say
getting
anything.
close to the end.
We are
anyway,
getting to the end.
So
So
you're not gonna miss
hold
much.
on.
Oh, it might have done that. Look on your phone.
Oh yeah.
It might have popped up on your phone, and that's why it got disconnected from there. So here, go back.
How lame. Yeah, because that did it when I hit cancel.
There you go. Yeah, so it must have. So maybe it
Paul,
like
say something.
flipped up or something.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, cool.
So keep reading. The
Okay,
article
so
now.
but no, hold on, because I want to know how Anne would be said.
Ian.
Who says Anne like that?
Actually, it's not
something.
as hard as Ian, but we do say it. I get it now.
Yeah,
Anne.
I got. Say this word. Ready? Say
gotta spell it out?
CANT. Yeah,
Cant.
CANT. CAN apostrophe T.
Can't.
Can't. We
Yeah,
put an
you
extra
both do the
we
same
put an
exact
extra
thing.
vowel in there.
You said
Can't.
can't. You're saying it as if it's almost spelled
Like there's a Y.
KEANT.
Yo, this is
Can't.
so weird.
Yeah, you're like,
because,
you're-
I
we're-
believe it's there, but I can't wrap my
Like
head around this.
CAY.
You can't pick it up.
I can't. I did like my brain right now is like mush trying to comprehend this right now. I don't get it.
Yes.
Anne. I
Anne is the one you're struggling with. So remove Anne from the equation and take the other one.
but can't.
It up because we're here. I heard it.
Can't. But you're saying can't.
And you're supposed. It's supposed. I'm gonna try to
If
say
you
it the
slow
correct
it
way.
down.
I believe you. I
Can.
can't
You're
hear
saying
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe you. I can't.
It's
hear
almost
it.
like if you're saying
That's so
can't.
Exactly. You froze, man. And this is the perfect time for you.
This
to
is
freeze.
hilarious that he froze. I thought he did it on purpose, to be quite honest with you.
I'm going to take a screenshot.
This is good. This is all right. All right. Oh, he's probably gonna drop from the call. I bet this is taking too long for him to get back.
I have a comment about the A. We were doing this earlier, and I'm from Virginia, and I say theater. And
There you go, Paul. There.
Am
You're
I back?
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, I
Okay.
should have taken a screenshot. Did you take?
You can
I did-
pause it.
Don't know what happened. Oh, I'm sure we could check the. It'll show up.
Oh
on
yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
playback.
Just all you need to do is hit art screen, man. Okay.
Yeah, where I couldn't find where my button was.
Function next text to 12.
try Windows.
Yeah,
print
mine
screen.
isn't the same. Mine
Try
also
Windows
isn't.
print screen, which is the little Windows symbol.
Oh well. Too late now. Okay, so what were some of the other words?
So
So we're gonna
Let's
take
see.
and out of the way. We'll say can't. What were the first words you said? those were good
There
ones.
was, so the Buffalo News article says Rochester.
Rochester.
The same thing that we do with can't, we do to fancy.
Fancy.
We do.
Fancy.
Fancy.
And then we
Fancy.
do the same thing to the word and.
Fancy.
Okay, but you're saying it that way.
I'm saying it
Right,
correctly.
because I'm
yeah,
slowing
saying-
it down so you hear it.
Yeah, but you're not though, because you're saying
Fancy.
it that way.
Fancy.
You're saying it like fancy.
Fancy.
You're trying too hard to say it the way.
I'm not. I'm
talking
not.
about Noah.
Oh,
I think that's what he's having trouble.
I don't know. Whatever.
what were the other ones?
Continue.
So apparently we do this thing where RIGHT is said two different ways, depending on whether you're speaking about the direction or the word for correct. So that shirt is the right size. We say one
Did you
way
do that on purpose?
Yeah.
because that was awesome. And then my office is on the right. It comes out two different
no,
ways
it
when we're
does.
talking direction compared to that.
Yeah, I think I
That's
do that.
that's a Buffalo
Turn
thing.
right.
Turn right.
Oh,
My office is to the right.
Turn right. You're right.
Yeah, you say it one's more quicker.
You say
Okay,
turn
so
right,
they
and then-
identify
It's like
my office is
concise. And then on the right, we just kind of let
on the
loose.
right. On the right.
Yeah, like we
On the
kind of blend it all
right.
into one word. Or well, I mean, it is one word, but it's like all one syllable.
One
I
syllable.
think when you say my office is on the right, but
Yeah.
when you're like
When we're giving a
to the
direction, we're like
right.
on the right. Like we're
Okay.
very. But when we're saying, oh, it's over there on the right,
Okay, so to get upstairs, you would go there and you would turn right.
Right.
turn right. Yep.
That's right.
Say, you ready? Here's another one. Say the word BACK.
Back. Yeah, back. There's two A's there.
Yeah,
Bayak.
we totally do it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I can
So
say back.
they identified three
do.
varieties of the A sound that Buffalonians tend to all do the same thing with. So the A in the word walk. In other places, the A sound is short, like AWW in walk. In Buffalo, it's more punchy, like AAHH, like walk. Like I'm gonna walk to the store, WAHLK.
Me and
Or
Barry will test that out with you.
There's O sounds that we make sound like A sounds, such as hot, John,
Yep.
drop,
Rochester.
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 That's
Yeah.
Rochester?
So those are the ones
Rochester.
that they
I've
say that
never
we
said
do.
it like that.
I always thought it was Rochester.
Yeah. Well, to be
No,
fair,
the-
we
the
did
best
grow up
way-
with someone who grew up in Buffalo.
Yeah.
True
It's
story.
Rochester.
Roch. Yeah.
I just said
Or
Rochester.
Rochester. No, it's
It's
Rochester.
Rochester. It's Rochester.
I say
But we say
Roch.
Rochester.
We say
See,
See,
Rochester.
ROCH is its own syllable.
It's one syllable.
It's one syllable. So it's Roch as
Rochester.
Yeah.
Rochester.
Rochester.
But we say Roch
But we say Rochester.
as one syllable.
We say RA instead of RO. So instead of Roach,
We don't say
Roch.
Roach. We just say RA. We say Rochester.
Well, I mean,
We don't say
flipping one-
Roach.
You know what's funny is my
I
wife
know, I'm-
always tells me that I have an accent.
I'm overemphasizing.
Okay, so we
Like
have,
when I say yesterday, if I say yesterday really fast, I'll say yesterday.
see, and that sounds like New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like
what
New York
Yeah, I don't know
City.
why I do that. I've never been.
Yes.
Because you're from the North Towns and you're snooty.
Yesterday.
I used to live in the
Hey,
I
Tony.
grew up in the South Towns.
South
Hey,
South
Tony.
Central Buffalo.
Hamburg for a long time. Lackawanna
You're in Hamburg?
and then Hamburg.
So that's what.
Yep.
You know, that's a Hamburg thing. Actually,
No, it's not.
having that like that like
No, this you're pulling from your grandpa Pope. This he thinks everything is a Hamburg thing. He really does.
okay.
You haven't heard this?
No.
He used to do this all the freaking time. And he used to be like, that's a Hamburg thing. That's a Hamburg thing. Like, oh, kids putting their arms without or putting their sweatshirts over their hands. That's a Hamburg thing instead of wearing gloves. I'm like, everybody does that.
Yeah, I did that.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Talking about? Hey, come on.
So apparently the long and short of it is that we add like a Y sound to words
Yeah.
that have like an A sound in them.
So that's not a hard A
That's not
or a capital A.
I don't know what they meant
that's a
by
long
capital
A,
Yeah,
which
long
is
A.
what the Buffalo News.
Well, maybe
said.
they just said the A thing.
And it was
And you just
capital
took
to like
capital A.
emphasize
but they
it.
put it in as a capital A. when
Oh,
they
so
were
no, it
writing
was probably just them saying the
in
A thing.
and they put the capital letter A, and I was
Yeah.
trying to
Which was the
figure out-
incorrect capitalization. So you're not wrong to be confused. Like
right. They should have put like
capitalize-
the umlaut,
like
over
the
it.
single, yeah, like the single quote.
right?
With the line.
Yeah, not the umlaut. It should
the
have
line over
with the
it.
line over it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that means it's long.
If you want comparison here, you can ask Barrett to say some of the words, and then you guys can say them.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Uh-oh.
Huh?
I don't know. I just pressed buttons on my thing, so I don't know what happened.
I beep sometimes.
Okay, I could still hear.
No.
Okay, so we talked about
All
and,
right.
All right, last topic. Tom
Okay.
Brady.
Okay.
Since we make this our last topic, like every other show, Tom Brady seems to end up as a topic. Not a last topic, but he seems to end up a topic in every show. I can't imagine why it would matter to
Right.
Buffalonians, but
Yeah, because
Not
we
even
just
more
love
than
Tom
me as a
Brady. You
Buffalo
know
Indian.
me.
Was also for Tampa.
I have some opinions about this one.
no. This is specific about a specific thing Tom Brady said.
Oh,
So
okay.
okay, so we all know what Tom Brady said, and it was the three of us know what Tom Brady said, and it was
Wait, which?
supposed to be
Oh,
about,
about
Derek
the-
Carr,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
right?
You're sticking with that? Paul?
No, he's not.
That it was Derek Carr. Yeah, I don't buy that.
That was a rumor.
That was the initial take, was that
Yeah.
it was about Derek Carr. Most people
I-
like that was what came
Yeah.
out of that, and then it was about Derek Carr. And
I
he was
personally
like,
I personally think he was talking about Nick Foles when Nick Foles was starting for a minute there again. Even though Nick Foles beat him, I don't think he thinks Nick Foles ever should have beat him. And I think he's sour about it. And that's why he doesn't shake his hand ever. Ever. He doesn't shake his hand in ever. Any game since then doesn't happen.
Did
He
he shake
shakes everybody
Eli's?
else's hands. He shook Eli's hand after that Super Bowl loss.
yeah, he has mad respect for the Mannings.
That's true. It's only because Peyton went toe to toe with him though, but not really.
Really? Because Eli beat him twice in the Super Bowl.
True story. If I believe I heard, I forget who said this. It might have been Peyton. That if without the Mannings, Tom Brady would probably have 11 Super Bowls right now.
Right.
Well, yeah.
That makes sense.
And I could see that. I'm glad that didn't happen. So I appreciate the Mannings.
Gotta
I
love
really
the
do think he was
Mannings.
talking about Nick Foles. I don't know why I think that, because Nick Foles, barely started.
They said,
He went to,
but they said it was about a West Coast quarterback.
Right. And it's not about Wilson. So that doesn't leave a lot of options.
Yeah. So part of that, the reason everyone thought it was Derek Carr, well, I mean, there were multiple reasons, and some of them came out just from sources, but other ones, he was saying it was about a West Coast quarterback.
I mean, if
And
it's
now
not
it's come out
about,
that it's not about Carr. And we know it's not about Russell Wilson.
I'm listening to the clip right now.
I mean,
Of course he is.
he's the wizard.
The wizard.
He doesn't give any context.
Well, yeah.
Not in
I
the
mean, he's
clip.
not going to come out and be like, "You
Yeah.
guys are really going to stick with Jimmy Garoppolo
But,
over Tom
I
Brady."
mean, we could potentially figure it out by figuring out which teams were trying to court him, because it's
Well,
clearly
do you
one of those
consider
teams.
Denver West Coast?
Sure. I would.
Well, the thing is we shouldn't base it off teams that were courting him though, because I bet this was
A
a
team who
private
didn't.
who didn't.
But his exact quote, Oh, yeah. Okay. He said one of the teams, and they weren't interested in the very end. I thought to myself, you're sticking with that.
Very end.
Dot.
So it sounds like it was somebody that was interested and then pulled out at the end. Is how that quote
My
comes off
take
to
is it
me.
was San Francisco.
I bet it was San Francisco.
Yeah. So was he really
Because
talking
then they
shade
became
about
involved in
Jimmy
the Aaron
G?
Rodgers rumors this year. Think about that.
That's why this is a topic on our show, because that makes it 10 times more interesting than Derek Carr.
Yeah, because like that'd be crazy.
Wouldn't it?
Mentoring the kid and then being like, "Oh, you're gonna stick with him."
And he played with Garoppolo for what, 3 seasons? 4?
He was 4, right? Because it was at the
4.
tail end of the
Yeah.
Garoppolo
So
contract. It was
meaning
either
Tom Brady got to spend 4 seasons watching him, and he went, "You're really gonna stick with him?"
that'd be. I hope it was.
And that's the
That
type
was the
of praise you
49ers.
get from one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
And the 49ers were his favorite team.
Maybe that's why he sounds a little salty in his voice when I was listening to it. He sounds salty about it.
Oh,
And he,
definitely.
when talking about the team that pulled out at the end, like one of the teams, and they
I'll
weren't
put
interested
money
at the
down it
very
was San
end. I was
Francisco.
thinking, oh yeah, you see, that's exactly what he says. It definitely sounds like he's sour about whatever team it was that backed
Oh,
out.
definitely.
The team that he watched growing up, because he talks about all the time about how he watched Joe Montana win all those Super Bowls.
Right.
And then on top of that, you're sticking with the guy who was my backup and got traded.
Yeah, wasn't
Right.
even good enough to stay here with me.
Right. To
win some
take
more
over
rings.
for me when I was leaving
Yeah.
2 seasons after he
Has-
got traded. 2 or
Has
3.
Jimmy G made the playoffs since he left?
Yeah, they were in the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right. But then it kind of just started to. You're
But
right,
that was his first season, right?
and it's been downhill since then, I believe.
I never count first seasons for like changes like that. Like
Yeah, but-
coaching changes and stuff like that, even.
Yeah.
I'm always like, those were not your guys. And that's
Dude.
how I feel about Garoppolo.
To a certain extent with that 49ers roster. To a certain extent.
Fair enough.
And
So
I mean,
interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it?
very.
I mean, there's no way it's not the 49ers.
I don't think it can be. It doesn't make sense for it to be anybody else. But here's
Right,
the
because
kicker,
it wouldn't
right?
be Rivers either.
Right. Because Rivers, he has respect
When-
for Rivers.
How did the 49ers end up with the 3rd pick? Did they just get that, or did they trade for it? Do we remember? I can't
They
recall. off the top
traded
of my
for
head.
it.
They traded
They
for
traded.
it. So
It was a
so
big
maybe-
trade.
They traded
Maybe
from
they were
6,
in-
didn't they?
they were in it for Tom Brady then. And then once they were able to swing that trade and move into the top 5, and they knew they could get a quarterback, they pulled out of it. And Tom Brady took
No.
that
This was
as-
the year before.
oh,
This
that
is
was
when
the
he
year
was leaving
before?
New England.
This was when he was leaving New England. Yeah, not this
Oh,
season.
that's even better because they would have stuck with him.
Yeah. Because they just came off a Super Bowl loss.
Interesting.
There's no way it wasn't Jimmy Garoppolo. There's no way. If it was 100% of West Coast teams, there is zero shot that it was not Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, and that was my first impression, except everyone came out and said it was Carr,
Which would also make sense.
which would also make sense. But
Right.
now that they're eliminating Carr,
But now that you're eliminating Carr, right? Well, now you have the news. It was not Derek Carr. The
right,
Raiders never pursued Brady, never did anything.
right.
And
Like,
he said in
Brady
that
was
quote
with
that they
truth.
pulled out at the end. Like he made
Right.
it very clear.
And John
makes it
Gruden
sound
kept saying during that whole thing that Derek Carr was his guy.
That whole year.
Yeah.
That whole year.
Yeah.
Derek Carr's my guy. I am sticking with Carr. I love Derek Carr. I would
Because they were
do
struggling
sexual
again.
things to Derek Carr. Like all of this kind of stuff, which makes me think that they were pursuing Brady to the very end.
I'm only gonna say this so the algorithm picks it up when it gets fully uploaded to YouTube after the live kicks off. And Buffalo Fanatics, we're officially your source. You've heard it here first. Tom Brady was talking about Jimmy G, and you can quote tweet us too.
That's right.
None of this anonymous source. We'll jump in and be like, no, we're your source.
Warrior source. Yeah.
Tom Brady was talking about Jimmy
Because-
G. Process of elimination. I would put money on it.
Rivers
I
was
think.
still there.
Rivers
Herbert
was still
was a
in San
rookie
Diego.
last year. So Rivers was still there in San Diego.
Right.
So it couldn't have been him, regardless. Well,
Wait, Rivers' contract would have been up. So what would it have been? They were sticking with Tyrod Taylor.
no, wasn't Rivers quarterback?
He went to Indy in that season.
No, that was last. I'm pretty sure his first.
This
season,
all is last season, before last season. Brady's only been with the Bucks for 1 year. This was when
Yeah,
he
so
left.
then-
so
New
has
England.
Rivers.
Rivers has only been with Indy for 1 year, but Rivers was a free agent. Indy let him go.
Yeah, so he would have
and
been
Brady
Chargers
staying.
didn't have a quarterback.
Brady wouldn't have criticized them because they wouldn't have had anyone.
They didn't
really
have
to
anybody to pick.
criticize.
It
right?
would have been Tyrod Taylor.
That's what
And
I'm
yeah,
saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right. It would have been Taylor because
And it would
he-
be so out of context and wouldn't make any sense for him to be talking about Tyrod.
So we could have been talking about Jared Goff.
Possibly. But didn't he play Jared Goff, right? Or am I thinking it?
yeah, and he beat them.
He beat
Wow,
them.
28-3 or 26-3 or something.
I still think the Jimmy G thing fits best. I mean,
too well. If it's
It-
too
too
well.
Yeah, it just I don't know.
I mean, those are your choices, right? Tyrod, then
Goff.
Goff, or Garoppolo.
I
Those
mean,
are your three choices.
really, if Denver at any point had any interest, they were still early on with the Drew Lock thing. I mean, he could have been talking about Drew Lock, but again, it just
But he
it
wouldn't be
doesn't-
salty about Drew Lock.
But
Yeah,
he wouldn't have been
like-
like, you're really gonna stick with that guy?
yeah, it would have been like, all right, the incumbent, I get it.
Because I
Um,
mean, what
there
he
has to be
said
a
is
history
pretty
there.
like,
Right.
Yeah,
I cannot believe you're sticking with that guy.
It makes it sound like he's talking about a veteran.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
like he's like, I'm better than this guy. Why are you not signing me to play over him? That's what it sounds like.
And I can't see that. Like,
And
who-
why would
who-
he say that about Drew Lock, who played 3
who did the
games?
Raiders have that he would have been excited to go and play? And it's like, okay, well, I didn't like. To me, if Tom Brady's gonna be upset to this
That's a
extent
good
about
point.
something, you're
That's true.
you're gonna be salty if there's a good team that has like the only piece that you're missing is me.
Was the quarterback.
Mhm.
Right.
You're missing me. I can win a Super
Right.
Bowl with your roster.
That's
The Raiders weren't
that's
that.
what it sounds like. Yeah.
Hold
The
on.
Raiders
now.
weren't that. What he was gonna do? Throw to just A
Didn't-
Jones?
Didn't Los Angeles just do this, or the Rams? No, by picking up Stafford. They're basically saying
We got a
we
roster.
think
We need
we're
a quarterback.
away,
So, but I still don't think he would say that
and they're
about
saying
Goff.
we learned from our mistake.
But they didn't. I feel like that would have happened during the same time then. Because if it was the Rams, then they said we're sticking with Goff.
Right.
And they didn't figure out that they made a mistake with Goff until after this year was over.
Right, because they said we should have went with Brady. So what we need to do now is find the best opportunity that we can get because we're not getting Brady.
But it was a team that was in until the end. So why would the Rams have been in until the end?
But when you circle
The
back,
Rams
around
had
to, like,
Goff established. That was
If it's a-
Jimmy G's second year.
if it's a guy on a rookie contract,
Goff
you're
was
not
Super
going to
Bowl.
expect a team to not stick with their guy. If it's a quarterback on a rookie deal, you're
I
going to
agree
let that
with
rookie
that.
deal
Right.
play out. So if I'm Tom Brady, I'm not surprised that a team is staying with the guy that they have under a rookie contract because
You're-
it makes
Tom
sense.
Brady,
to be able to
you're
put
right.
pieces
Tom Brady is
around
talking
others.
about a vet.
He's talking about a
Unless
vet, and
it's
he's talking
still-
about somebody he has history with, which is I'm only going two people, and one of them doesn't make sense because of the West Coast thing. He's either talking about Jimmy G or he's talking about Nick Foles, and I don't think there's any other options. I think those are the only two, and just because of the West Coast thing, that Nick Foles is out of the equation at that point because he was in Chicago. Those are the only two people that I think that he has any history with that he would use that term towards.
Right.
Like why would you say that about Jared Goff and like not just say you're
I mean,
going to stick
Rivers
with him?
said-
You're gonna stick-
I don't want to play there.
Right.
So he wouldn't have said that about San Diego.
because San Diego wanted him back.
Because Tyrod Taylor was
Yeah.
a free agent as well, because he went to Houston.
Wasn't
So
Tyrod?
he wasn't saying it about Tyrod.
Yeah.
Right. So it couldn't have been the Clippers because
I love
they
you.
Like it.
they wouldn't have had anybody at the time.
Isn't the Raiders because the roster wasn't there?
And it wouldn't have been the Raiders
Right,
because they
'cause
love
what?
Derek Carr.
Henry.
Even if they didn't, I don't think they have a championship roster. I don't
Right,
think
it was
Brady would
Darren
go
Waller
somewhere where
and
he
Henry
didn't have.
Ruggs.
And that's all you
Josh
got.
Jacobs when he was healthy. Like
No, I mean as far as guys for him to throw to.
Yeah, that's about it. And Nelson Aguilar. Oh, yay. But you're right.
Who's now the number one target in New England?
Well, the Raiders don't have the Raiders don't have the roster. The Chargers don't have the roster. It's not Russell Wilson because there's no chance he's saying that about Russell Wilson.
The Rams had the roster.
Did they? Compared to the 49ers?
The Rams had the roster, but I can't see him referring to Goff with that term. Like I feel like he would say something different. Maybe say
right,
the same
he
thing, but
said
not
that.
use that term. That term is
like
what
to me, I
disqualifies
agree with
Goff
Paul.
for me.
Like him using that term.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just playing devil's advocate. more
Yeah,
than
to
anything.
figure
Because
out-
the first, as soon as he said that, I went Garoppolo. That's who he's talking about. And then it came out that he was talking about Derek Carr, and I went, oh, well, that's not as fun. But I went
Right, but that would also make sense though, because like you've seen what Derek Carr can do.
right.
I
He is
think.
he is hit his ceiling.
He's hit his
right?
ceiling, and you're gonna like if it was him, that would make complete sense.
It would make sense. And so maybe that's why they were trying to spin it that way.
Yeah.
Or someone leaked it that way.
Right. So people would get off the Garoppolo case. There's no chance it's not Garoppolo. I don't think
find
it so
hard to
interesting.
believe.
the Rams roster isn't as good, but think about what the 49ers had just accomplished. They had just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, who came from behind. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl with that roster. And
was
they
it the year after? Or
Yes.
was it two?
no, it was the year after because they had all those injuries and sucked the last year. They were like 3-11 last year, but the year before that they went to the Super Bowl.
The first three teams that were interested in Tom Brady back then were the Raiders, the Niners, and the Titans.
It's the Raiders. It's the 49ers.
Gotta be. It
It's the
has to
49ers.
be.
Because Titans aren't on the West Coast. So it's the 49ers.
When-
and the
when did
49ers name was in on Tom Brady for the longest time.
Longest time.
The longest time.
The longest time. Longest time.
So it has to be the 49ers. That's what I'm going with.
That's a fun way to end our show.
Yeah.
That is. I think so. I think it's got to be the 49ers. Just now that I read that those were the first three teams available, and towards the end, the 49ers were out of it, and it was down to
Right.
Tampa Bay and maybe one or two other teams.
Right.
Wasn't it like
I-
Tennessee or something? Like,
Tennessee was in on it, and I forget who else.
it wasn't a
um,
West Coast team.
The West Coast was out of it by
Right.
the end.
The West, yeah, the
There
West
was
Coast
not a
out of
West
it.
Coast team interested in Brady near the end. I'll put money down on it.
I'll put money down on it at least once per show. I love it.
Interesting.
I'm telling you. It's because if he was like, man, if he said instead of that, I was like, man, you're gonna stick with that guy, like that, it could literally be
Right.
anybody.
But he
Yeah.
didn't say that guy.
But he didn't
was
say that
emphatic. No,
He said that, like,
MF.
and he said it like, you're gonna stick with that, like
Right.
that's the way he said it too. Was like, you're really gonna,
yeah.
like
Let's
him.
Let me do one thing before we go and say, do we all like Tom Brady now?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's growing on me as a person.
Tampa Bay Brady.
Tampa Bay Brady it's literally because he's allowed to express emotion now.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
under
He's
Bill
kind of
Belichick's,
likable.
like Coach Popovich. Everybody has to be a stone cold killer all
Don't
the
get me-
time. Like,
Don't get me wrong. I still have I have respect and hatred.
Oh,
for
I
the
never want to
player,
see him win another thing.
but
again.
I'm starting to like Tom Brady the person a little bit.
Tom Brady, the person.
Tom Brady the
He's
person.
got some nice quips.
Tampa Tom.
His
Tampa
tweets-
I mean,
Tom,
his memes before the
we can-
match were funny,
We can just say.
and after.
Yeah.
We can just say.
Yeah.
Right. There's hatred for New England Tom forever.
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 And I think there's also hatred just for Tom Brady, the football player,
Yeah.
because like
I don't
because,
want
like,
him
you
to
don't
ever win
wanna
again.
see him
that's
keep
not
winning.
hatred. That's jealousy. That's how I feel.
I don't want to see him win anymore.
I
Like
hate
if he's
seeing
in the
him win.
Super Bowl
mind.
next year, I'm like, what? I don't want to see
Unless it's
him
against
win.
unless it's against the Bills. I don't think I would mind.
I would.
I don't want his
And
legacy to
that's-
get so out of reach that no Buffalo quarterback can ever eclipse it. And I'm not
Josh
saying it's going to be
Allen?
Josh
Oh my
Allen.
God, you're so in
But
love.
what I'm
with
saying
Josh
is,
Allen, it's
I didn't
ridiculous.
say Josh Allen. I said I was very clear in what I said. I said
A Buffalo,
Buffalo
quarterback
Bills
at some point in
quarterback.
time.
Yes, my darling.
Okay.
You better be okay with Tom Brady winning because that's my dad's team. So
he's no longer involved in the cryptocurrency scheme. He's out.
All right. To be fair, their dad is from Tampa. So
it's
Well,
not
They
just-
can win without him.
Yeah.
It's not Tom.
They can win with
Brady, it's
Garoppolo.
just for the team.
Make a trade.
they could win with Garoppolo.
You're going to stick with
I don't
that guy?
want to not see Tampa win. I
That
don't.
guy.
I don't need to see Tom Brady win any more Super Bowls.
Agree.
I don't.
I wouldn't hate
he,
it.
He can
Who
just.
do you want to see win other than the Bills? Outside of the Bills. I know we're
Before
like
Tom Brady,
to like
right now, literally anyone.
One.
Mm-hmm. For real though, I'm dead
You
serious.
know-
Like if it's Tampa Bay versus,
Who
The
are you gonna
Titans.
say?
I'm rooting for the Titans.
Wait,
I really
I
want
know it's-
Dak
you.
Dak.
to win one.
That's fair. That's nothing wrong with that. I just would like.
You know
him
how I
to-
feel about Patrick Mahomes. I was rooting for Kansas City in that game.
Right. But I knew they were going to lose.
Yeah,
my
me too.
hatred for Mahomes is so much higher than my hatred for Brady at this.
At this
Point in
point,
time.
that's fair.
At
That's
this
fair.
point in time, yes, I'll agree with
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
I was not
Historically,
rooting- I was rooting for Tampa, clearly for Tampa.
Thank you.
I just don't want him.
Tampa Bay
Stop.
Brady has one now. He
Stop.
can.
What I need him to do, just retire. You said it's near the end. Just do it now.
He said it's near the end, and then he said I'm going to play till 50, and then he said it's near the end, and then he said,
If it's Bucks and Bills this year in the Super Bowl, and the
Oh, not
Bills
even.
win, hypothetical, does Tom Brady retire?
or does he come back and say I want to go out on a winning note?
Would he ever again?
I
though?
think
Like,
there's a
he's-
chance he might retire.
I think he would retire.
I think if he, but I think he
I think-
only retires if he makes it all the way back to the Super Bowl. I think if he loses in the playoffs or even the conference championships,
he'll
he
try
will
to come back one
for an
more.
additional year. But if he were to
Maybe-
make it to the Super Bowl and lose, I think there is you have at least a 50-50 shot where he might be like, you know what? I don't need to do this anymore.
I think I've
And
proved
that's
my point.
literally what it would be. It wouldn't be
back
like
to back years
well,
making it.
my
It's-
back hurts. Like I've been here back to back years with a different team. Do I really need to do this?
Well, couldn't it also be? Couldn't it? I think it's going to be stats driven.
You think so?
If he throws for 4,000 again and 35 touch, like whatever.
So
I
you're
mean,
saying
if
that
you're saying if he cements himself,
If he still shows that he has it, you know what I mean? Like, and can perform throughout in the entire season, and then bring the team close, even if they lose. Like, bring the team into the playoffs. You know, maybe win the first round. You know, I don't even think it has to go to the Super Bowl. I think as long as he shows he still has it during the regular season, I think he'll stay around.
I think
no.
within the next
Actually, I
three
think
seasons,
that
Tom
might-
Brady will retire.
Well, duh. Gee, way to go out on a ledge there.
Isn't he like
42.
Yeah, and you just said he was going to play until he's 50.
And then he said the end is near. He's 43.
Okay, so that would be 7 more seasons until he's 50.
And he'll
I
be
got one last
44 on
question.
August 3rd. He'll be 44 on August 3rd.
That's crazy. So then that actually is perfect for this next question. Who do we think retires first? Tom Brady or Bill Belichick?
Belichick.
You think so?
Brady.
I think Brady's gonna go out first.
Belichick is gonna do this forever.
I think Mac Jones is gonna fail, and he's just gonna be like, "F this, I don't want to do this."
I think it's gonna take more than one season.
I think
but
there's gonna
that it's
be
possible that Tom
25
Brady
other
does one
teams
more.
lining up to get him.
Yeah,
If he leaves New England, he'll be like, "Oh, I can go prove
I'm
I
gonna
can
do what
this in
Tom
the
did.
NFC."
Yeah, I'm gonna do it somewhere else.
Right.
I don't think he's done until he tries to at least make a run one more time, even if it's not with the Patriots.
May I make a comment about this subject?
Layla would like to make a comment.
Sure.
I think maybe Brady because it kind of goes both ways with what he's going to do because he could be like, "Oh, I've fulfilled so much. I've done everything. Why am I still doing it? I want to end on a high note."
How old
So
are his
he has-
kids?
Or it could be,
They're
I've lost
getting
so
there.
many times and I'm getting so old. Why am I still doing this? It could hurt my health. And so he's like,
I don't think he cares about his health. I mean, the guy's
Yeah, I don't think he cares.
He's in
about
better
his health
shape than
either.
me.
like it's ridiculous.
I forgot he had kids with Bridget Moynihan too. Man, I need to become a athlete.
Who the hell is Bridget Moynihan?
There's still time for us, Todd.
There is.
Is there?
He's older than I am.
Right? That's what I'm thinking, right? He's got me by 8 years. Oh my gosh. I'm in horrible
He's got
shape.
me by.
Okay, so he had his first kid
4
in
months.
2007.
So he's 14.
So, and then they have the two boys that were
But
born
he's
in
not good.
09. Yep.
He's not going to
And then
retire
their
until
daughter
his
was born in
current team
2012.
drafts his son as his replacement. Oh my gosh.
That's-
Tom Brady
that's
for
what-
another
That's what we're
9
gonna see with
years.
LeBron.
That's what we were just talking about. That's why I just asked how old his kids were.
Yeah.
So his kid's 14.
Oh, I thought you meant like, are his kids gonna factor into his decision? Because I think
No, I
might.
think they might. I think they'll like
because
even
those are the ages where these players now are like, I don't want to miss it.
right.
I don't want to
I'm
miss it.
done.
Yeah, I don't want to miss the last few years of this because then it's
Right.
going to be gone. I don't want to retire and
Right.
then like
Right,
I
they're
spent
14
my
and I have
entire
4 years left
kids-
until
Right.
they're 18 and they're gone. I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's
So
probably a starter in high school, wherever he is, right? His kid, his 14-year-old.
Yeah.
His last name's Brady.
All American.
John Edward Thomas Monahan.
Oh, his last name's Moynihan.
Moynihan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's probably not a starter then.
No. Third string at best. With a name like
Yeah.
Monahan. Career journey
Moynihan.
that has half
Moynihan.
the career that Ryan Fitzpatrick has. That's his ceiling.
Yeah. Moynihan.
make it
That's
far as
that's more
Moynihan.
Irish.
Oh, I read this wrong. They only have a boy and a girl, him and Giselle. They don't have two boys and a girl. It's just a boy and a girl.
So he
So
has
it's
two
3
boys, one with Moynihan and one with Giselle.
How old
And he
is
has
the one
3
with
kids.
Giselle?
And the girl's gonna end up like a linebacker or something.
His first son was born in 2007, so he's about 14.
He's
14.
14.
Yeah. Then he had a second kid in 2009, which was
Okay.
the second son.
So
Then he
maybe
had-
that's the kid he really cares about because he's still married to Giselle.
Then he had the daughter, which is the third kid, which the third kid is generally considered the baby, was
Right.
born in 2012. So she's like 8, 9. So 3 seasons, she would be 12.
And the starting quarterback at her high school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because her last name's Brady.
Mhm.
No other reason.
That's all the reason you need. I might change my last name to Brady.
She's
just so I can
probably
be more
fairly
successful
good at
too.
football, would be my guess.
sorry, did you say her starting quarterback at her high school?
Yeah.
When
Yeah, she
started
would go all the way
middle?
through modified and JV
No,
and
once
be
she
good
gets
enough to
there.
play on varsity.
We were saying like 4 years from now.
And she'd be the starter just because her last name's Brady.
4 years from now, she would still be in middle school, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but you can skip. If you're good enough, you don't have to do like modified JV. You just go straight to varsity.
Right.
So like there are kids who are good enough to like
Play from 8th grade.
play from literally 8th grade in varsity all the way through high school,
Mhm.
where it would be modified JV.
Depends on the state. but
Varsity,
yes.
at least here in New York. Right.
Depends on the state and the sport. Because
There's also the fact that everywhere
That's
Tom
true.
Brady has lived at for his entire existence
Football.
has won a championship that year. Of
Yeah,
some
that's crazy,
sport.
isn't it?
That's nuts. I'm telling you, we need to pool our money together. We need to get this
Force him to buy a house.
cryptocurrency thing off. We're just gonna buy a house. He doesn't even have to live in it. We're just gonna put the deed in his name just so we can get a little bit of this good choo-choo going.
That's right. That makes sense.
Okay.
And on that note, shall we sign off
Yes. This is
on our
Very-
megathon?
Yeah,
yes.
megathon of randomness.
This was a good one.
This was a good
Yeah, it
one.
was a fun one. It
Yeah.
was fun.
We like to have fun. Here at
Excellent
GameDay
questions.
716. Yes.
Yes,
Shout out
yes,
to
they
our
were good
interviewers.
questions. But this is the end of whatever number episode this is.
27, maybe 28.
The only
What he
thing that
said.
matters is 17 is greater than 15.
Right.
Like I said, this is the end of the episode. If you made it all the way to the end, again, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate all our loyal listeners and all the people that come to watch and all that stuff. This was a good long one.
26.
Hey, this is the end of episode 26. So
Oh, no, 20. 27, 28. 28.
this is the end of episode 28. We'll get there eventually, I swear. All right. But like I said, we appreciate you for listening. If you made it all the way end, we extra appreciate you for listening. So there you go. If you make it all the way to the end, you get 2 appreciations.
You get 2 tickets to the Super Bowl.
No, you don't.
Yes,
I
you
want to
do.
make that very clear. No,
If
you do not.
listen
No,
all
you
the
do
way
not.
to the end.
No, you do
Game
not.
Day
No, you do
716
not.
will give
No, you
you
do
2
not.
tickets to the Super
No,
Bowl.
you do not. No, you
No. I'm not saying on YouTube. You have to listen to us via a platform. Like
Oh.
once it comes up.
Okay. So when
whole-
you get the message from the person saying I listened all the way to the end, where are my Super Bowl tickets? You can handle that one.
Yep.
And then this has nothing to do with game day.
It does.
So when you
It's a
try,
Game Day
it's not.
716
It's not.
promotion.
No, it's not.
If you listened to this
No.
from beginning to end,
No.
2 tickets to the Super Bowl.
No, that's not
Oh,
the way that works.
breaking news,
with
Noah.
that
I
said-
Breaking
nicknamed
news.
my toilet the Super Bowl. They can have the 2 tickets free of charge. They can go to the
Perfect.
Super Bowl.
Okay.
There we go.
God, no.
Whatever. This is the end of the episode. As always, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.
Adios. Wear a mask if you're not vaxxed.